Good afternoon, everyone. It's football Sunday. Not the kind of football Sunday we want, but hey, we got the Kansas City Chiefs taking the field in a not familiar format, what we're used to seeing with the players and with them officially being eliminated from the playoffs. And they take on the Tennessee Titans. And honestly, this game can go either way because, as I mentioned, the Chiefs, you're not going to recognize the majority of these starters. A lot of them have been out for this game, put on injury reserve. Of course, we know with Patrick Mahomes, so it's Minshew mania time. You're going to see a new set of wide receivers with Rashee Rice and Tyquan Thornton out of this game, so expect a lot of Jalen Royals. One thing I'm heavily questioning in this game is with Dameon Pierce being signed to the active roster, I thought, oh, this would be a good time to see him. Well, he's the new Elijah Mitchell because he's inactive for this game. So I hope we see a lot of Brashard Smith in this game because I really don't need to learn anything from Kareem Hunt or Isaiah Pacheco, as I believe both of those backs will not be on this roster. So I need to see what Brashard Smith, the rookie, can do and get him growing with this team as well. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you got Leo Chanel, Derek Nottie, Trent McDuffie. They are all out. So you're going to see young guys as of a Jeffrey Bossa come in today. So it's going to be a new look Kansas City team. It's a scouting report type of thing. It's preseason. The kickoff is underway. The Chiefs will start with the ball. Remigio, I think, returned it to like the 27. Let's see what Minshew got. The offensive line is going to look kind of similar but different with your tackles. Esa Pole, he's going to be your left tackle, and then you got Chu Godric as your right tackle because Jalen Moore and Jawan Taylor are both out, and I think they're both out for the rest of the season. As I mentioned, we got shakeups, so this is going to be fun. Just sit back, relax, and let's have a good time. And here comes the first snap for Gardner Minshew. Isaiah Pacheco will be your first back under center. It'll be a quick reverse to Worthy, and Worthy will get this back to the line of scrimmage. And I want to see a lot from Worthy, too. He's been underwhelming, to say the least. I know he's been dealing with a lot of injuries, but neither here nor there. He hasn't lived up to his full potential. With Rashee Rice out, Tyquan Thornton, and the Chiefs have nothing to play for, sling the ball to him. Let him grow, and let's see what can happen here. Here comes 2nd and 10 for the Chiefs. Noah Gray's in motion. It was going to be a quick pass to Juju. I'd rather Jalen Royal get those snaps, but there's a flag, so this is probably going to be a false start. And that's exactly what it is. Right now, I'm not liking how the Chiefs are operating. Again, I want to see Dameon Pierce. I want to see Jalen Royals. I'm not going to learn much with Juju. I'm not going to learn much with Isaiah Pacheco because they're probably not going to be on the team next year. This should be treated like a real preseason game. Get these young players on the field. It's early, though, but right now those are my initial thoughts and seeing everything. Right now I see Hollywood Brown out there, too. Here comes 2nd and 15. They jumped again. Thank God this is stress-free. The first 2 snaps, they jumped. And that's on Samatia now. And he's the lone vet out here. So don't know why he's jumping. Is he afraid of Jeffrey Simmons? I mean, Jeffrey Simmons is an intimidating defensive lineman. All right, let's do 2nd and 20 now. First snap underway. Minshew deflected. I want to be surprised if the Chiefs score a point in this game. I'm not even going to front with you guys. This is going to be a funny stream. It really is. These next 3 games probably will be. But hey, that's why they call it the Tankathon, because the Chiefs could really be all about that. Jeffrey Simmons dominates Samatia at the line and gets his hand up with a good deflection. Ruben Tree says, good to see you in the chat. Glad to see you in here. Hey, this is the time to find out what this team's all about. Here comes 3rd and 20. Can Minshew pull off some Mahomes magic to start this game off? He's looking deep. He's going to scramble. Okay, Minshew. He picks up 6 or 7, so the Chiefs will punt the ball, and we'll see the defense. Minshew's limping. Who's our 3rd string back? Who's our third string quarterback? He probably rolled his ankle. This is this is a comical start. All right, the punt is underway. It's fair caught at the 32. What a hell of a start, but I didn't expect nothing different from this offense. Diverse, it's good to see you in the chat. Yeah, Ruben Royals should be playing. I do not know why he wouldn't be, but he is active. He is good to go. I think this would be a good time to see what he can provide for this team and help him grow too. So I expect to see a lot of him. Him and Brashard Smith. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Titans. As I mentioned, Trent McDuffie is out, so you're going to see an extended period of Noel Williams. Here's a quick pass to, honestly, guys, I don't know who's on the Titans. I'm not even going to lie to you, but 85, he caught a quick screen pass that picked up 15. Who the hell is 85? Yeah, I don't know who that was. I was trying to look at a name. Oh, my God. Akawanu. That's how I'm going to say that. Here comes 1st and 10 for the Titans on the 47. Pollard almost fumbled the snap, but he keeps it and he picks up still 4. It was an ugly exchange between him and Ward. Today's going to be a day where we're going to play guess how many Titan players I know, because right now it looks like it's just Tony Pollard, Jeffrey Simmons, and Cam Ward. Everyone else is drawing a blank to me at this moment. Yeah, that would have been, if he would have held on to that a little longer, that would have been a fumble. This will be 2nd and 7 for the Titans. Handoff to Pollard. Pollard tries to bust it out. He breaks a tackle, takes it up to make it 3rd and 1. Noel Williams on the tackle. So they're showing the key matchup today is Spags and his blitzes against Cam Ward, who has been sacked the most in the NFL, 49 times so far this year. And Spags loves the blitz at a 35.8% rate. So let's see what he can dial up. Here comes 3rd and 1. It's a handoff. Ooh, they stuffed him at the line. What a play by Bolton. Two shitty teams. Titans got to go for it. They're past midfield. It don't matter at this point. You both got nothing to lose. Teresa, I believe currently at today we're at pick number 13. Now, of course, that could fluctuate. If the Chiefs do tank and lose out, they may have a good shot at getting a top 10 pick. If they, for whatever reason, decide to win every game, now they decide to do that, they can be around 15 to 18 range. Here comes a 4th and 1 for the Titans. Rollout by Cam Ward. Titans wide open. He should have read that earlier. Oh, he found the deeper pass, and that was Cochran and Watson in coverage, and they both just fell asleep, kind of like what they do all year. You could have the starters, you could have the backups in. We all know the Kansas City Chiefs are shit on 3rd down. Some things don't ever change. 1. Oh, he was out. He was out. He's out. Yeah, he's out. There you go. So it's Chiefs ball. So, hey, inexperience. That's what happens when you play bad teams. They don't know where they're at. So the Chiefs will actually get a turnover on down from the Tennessee Titans and take over near midfield. He was close to inbounds, but maybe if he was a size 12 and not size 13. So the Chiefs will get the ball. The Chiefs defense got bailed out. To say the least, on 4th and 1, but hey, we'll take it. So let's see what Andy Reid has drawn up. I really want Reid to just go balls to the wall. Like, you ain't got nothing to lose. Just chuck it. If Minshew throws picks, he throws picks. If you turn the ball over, you turn the ball over. You can throw that play out of the playbook, but it don't matter. You're literally playing for nothing at this point. So test anything and everything. Like, see what is gonna work. That way, whoever's on your coaching staff next year, or if you decide to be the coach next year, if you don't retire, you can move forward and be like, oh, this is how we cannot be predictable. You literally got 3 bonus games. Use them to your advantage. I don't want to see just this shit we've been doing all year. Like, take advantage of this because you literally can. Exactly, Ruben. Like, find out who's going to be a part of this team, who can work, who can deal, and see who you want because you should have a very eventful offseason. You should have a very eventful draft to where you're going to try to fill in pieces. But right now, you're going to find out where exactly those holes are because we all know what those holes are. But now you can go down the depth and be like, damn, we are really slim at wide receiver. Damn, we really are slim at running back and defensive line. We need to adjust these, and we don't need to adjust them with just draft picks. We need to trade for guys, like key players. That way we don't end up in this position again next year. Oh, and by the way, a quick update for a lot of y'all who are familiar with this stream. So there's no scoreboard up, and it's not because I think the Chiefs are going to lose or I don't want to post the score, because trust me, I really do. That's one of my fun animations I have on here. For whatever reason, the streaming scoreboard network I have was not cooperating with my streaming service today, and it was putting the scoreboard in every little place. And then when I tested it out this morning, it wasn't actually updating the score, and I didn't feel like, one, functioning with that throughout the day, and two, if it lagged and cut the stream off, that's something I didn't want to sacrifice. So that's the reason you guys won't see the scoreboard today. So hopefully we get that up and running for Christmas, but right now, it didn't want to cooperate with me, so that's unfortunate. But hey, this could be a 0-0 game too, maybe low scoring. Yep, he's out. Big toe out of bounds. Here's 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Brashard Smith is in motion. Minshew, oh, quick screen to Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco can't break a tackle for shit. That's Jeffrey Simmons, though. That'll be a loss of 2. Oh, Ruben, I'm going to be all over the offseason stuff, and we're going to start early this year. We're going to start in January, but offseason is my favorite time of the year, definitely, with even if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl or not. I'm a guy who loves to do predictions, go into all the rumors and reports, and discuss it with you guys and get your mindset on what you think the Chiefs should do, what you believe they will do, and we'll go heavy on it. My thing I'm going to try to do better is getting long-term videos back. It's something I used to love to do with the channel a lot, and try to do live streams as well during the off-season. Something I've never done, so I don't know how it will be incorporated, but I'm definitely open to it. So be aware of that, because that could definitely come to this moving forward. Here's another 3rd down. It was another short pass to Isaiah Pacheco. I guess they want to see what Isaiah Pacheco's about. He's not going to be on this team next year. Yeah, Teresa, this is going to... That's why I say, hey, relax. Nothing to lose, nothing to win. Just analyze this team, because this is going to be a funny game. Here's a 3rd and 8. Let's see what Minshew has. Kareem Hunt's in the game. You got, I believe, Juju at the bottom with Hollywood Brown and Worthy at the top of your screen. Can he pick up a 3rd down? All out blitz. Minshew's not comfortable back there. We're really about to see what kind of a Band-Aid Patrick Mahomes is for this team. Like, everyone thinks Patrick Mahomes is falling off. Oh, he's not the same quarterback. He's not elite. He's not the best quarterback in the league. You guys are about to really see what he is all about, because right now Minshew is not doing anything. And Ariza is out on the field. And this would have been a good example if the Chiefs were at full strength near midfield. You push the ball forward and you're in good scoring range to at least get a field goal. They don't even pick up a yard. Well, actually, they pick up 2. This will be fair caught at the 9. 2 possessions for the Chiefs. In total, I believe they're at -5 yards for the day because they had the 2 false start penalties, and Isaiah Pacheco was the only one who had a positive gain of 2 yards. So it was holding on the Tennessee Titans. This will push them at half the distance of the goal line. So, hey, let's see what the defense can work with here. Diverse, I don't know if there's anything wrong with Minshew. He's a backup quarterback. I mean, that's just the label that he'll get his plays today, but it's not going to be nothing crazy. Like, this Kansas City Chiefs roster is bad. Let's just, like I mentioned earlier, Mahomes is a band-aid for a lot of things, and we're about to see a lot of things come to light here. So Minshew is an average starting quarterback and an average backup quarterback. He'll make his plays, but there was no way. That's why I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs really will lose out here, even with the Titans and Raiders on their schedule, because we're about to see a lot of things come to light. And Minshew he's gonna make more mistakes than good things right now, and also he's dealing with backup tackles. I believe Trey Smith is active for this game, so he's got the good interior. But once those tackles collapse, you're going to see Minshew panic. And that's what he did on that pass to Kelsey, where he tried to fit it in there. And thankfully, it hit the ground early, because if it didn't, that was going to be a pick. So he's got to get comfortable, and it may take him a game or two, and then the season's over. So that's why I said this is going to be an interesting, Teresa said hilarious, definitely a game where we're going to be scouting and to see what this team is about. And I think next year, one thing the Chiefs need to keep on their radar is a backup quarterback, because we've heard nothing but positive reports coming from Patrick Mahomes after his surgery. He's already rehabbing. He's already moving around. Someone said he already bent his knee 90 degrees in his first week. So he's ready. He will probably be ready by week 1, but he won't be the same quarterback. But to say if he's not ready, you need a legit backup quarterback to where you could plug him in at the start of the season and win you a few games. That way you don't have a slow start. So that is something we're going to talk more when this offseason comes about, of who should be that Kansas City Chiefs backup quarterback in 2026, because it's going to be crucial now with Patrick Mahomes' injury, because we don't know that timetable. We expect Patrick Mahomes to fight an injury like this, because that's all we've seen him do. With a dislocated kneecap, he was back. With high ankle sprains, he really never missed games. So we expect him to attack the injury and be better than ever, but you got to play the what-if card. So we're going to see what happens in the quarterback room, and then also, as Teresa mentioned, in the running back room. I think Patrick Mahomes' injury can be a huge blessing in disguise, because Coach Reid this offseason is going to have to find another way to win a game offensively besides Patrick Mahomes. And that may be, we need to sign a key running back. We need to sign a top-end running back. Tony Pollard right here just picked up 9 yards. This will be 2nd and 1. And with that, you got guys like Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne. You got guys in the draft like Jeremiah Love, where the Chiefs may be able to draft. They can get a really change of pace kind of back, to where when Mahomes is back, you can depend on a running back early on, and then it will open up the playbook more. So that's what I mean by blessing in disguise, to where, damn, Coach Reid, you can't depend on Patrick Mahomes, because you do not know what the kind of Patrick Mahomes you are going to get early on. So find out another way to win, and it could be getting that running game heavily involved. Here's a false start by the Tennessee Titans. This will back them up on 2nd down. Ruben, I do believe Gardner Minshew is an average quarterback. We've seen him have success in this league. I just think this Kansas City Chiefs roster, with what they have out there right now, is below average. Missing majority of the starters, backup tackles, and a below average roster right now will decline Minshew's play. So we need him to kind of exceed the average expectations, which will be interesting to see if he can do that. But he's fighting against a lot, because we've seen Patrick Mahomes with these guys, and it's brought him down. So for us to think it'll elevate Minshew is really high expectations, when they couldn't even elevate Patrick Mahomes. Here comes 2nd and 6 for the Titans. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. Pollard's good at breaking initial contact, and he picked up a few yards. He's another running back who's a free agent as well, to where I wouldn't depend on him as your RB1. He's definitely better than every running back on the Chiefs roster, no doubt about that. But if you were going to remold the whole room, I would sign Tony Pollard and draft a guy like Jeremiah Love, and that'd be a good 1-2 punch. There's so many options the Chiefs can do. this offseason in the running back room. Here comes 3rd and 2 for the Tennessee Titans. Oh, wide open. I do not know who the hell that Dyke. He picks up about 10 on 3rd and 2. And that is, they were playing zone. I don't even know who was initially on coverage. Maybe Christian Fulton, who we're going to see a lot of today, which he'll finally be playing with injuries to Trent McDuffie. He's going to be someone I don't believe will be on the team next year, but you paid him a lot of money, so he's definitely going to need to see the field these 3 games to see if it's someone you want in the future. Tony Pollard with another handoff. He'll pick up about 7. And what I don't like, what I don't see either initially, is it looks like Cochran is playing Leo Chanel's role, which I should have anticipated and expected. I would have loved to see Bossa more out there for him to grow, but that's not what we're seeing initially. And you got Tillery out there at defensive tackle. It's going to be good to rotate and see what you get in that position as well with Chris Jones. Quick pass in the backfield. Good. Damn, Fulton, you got to make that. That should have been a loss of 3. It ends up being a gain of 1. Fulton right now is having a bad series. Cook is hurt again. Slowly getting up, actually. Fulton's got to make those kind of plays. Those are the standout plays you want to see for players who want to be on this team, and you just got to wrap up. He just put his shoulder and dove like he was strong enough. If he wraps up, Spears is down back there. All right, here comes 3rd and 3. Okay, Karlaftis misses there. What a catch. Who is that? 85. He's making plays today. That was a solid catch. A solid play by Cam Ward being calm in the pocket. He had the pocket collapse, and then he makes a solid throw in the secondary. Cook was all over him. Just a better play on the receiver. Yeah, Teresa, that was an insane take. And then as you see, nothing. I remember that. It was like around week 3 or 4. And then you get to week 15, and the same thing was still going on. Of course, Mahomes got hurt. You literally put everything on Mahomes. That's unfair to him. Like, depending on his legs, and then you got the fans depending on his legs. Like, why aren't you running Mahomes to pick it up? We shouldn't be expecting that from Patrick Mahomes. We should expect the coach, the GM to put a team around him to help him be better, but we put everything on his shoulders, and then when he doesn't get it, you got the whole media now like, oh, Patrick Mahomes ain't the same quarterback. He's fallen off. He's regressed, when that's far from the case. He's just had more put on his shoulders than ever before, and that's so unfortunate that the coaching staff and general management put him in that position, and I hope they attack it way different this offseason, because last year they didn't do a damn thing to help him. Here's 1st and 10 for the Titans. It'll be a pitch to, I believe, Spears. Again, initial contact was in the backfield with Watson, but he still picks up a yard or 2. Spears is making plays today. All right, here comes 2nd and 9. We really haven't seen nothing positive on either side of the ball so far today. Nick Bolton had a good stuff on 3rd down on the previous series, but right now, as for that, nothing to write home about. There's a blitz by the Chiefs here. They do get home. That's right on cue. The whole line was in on that one. I don't know who the initial contact. You had Jones, Karlaftis, Amenahue. They just collapsed that line. Let's see how this breaks down here. It's Chamari Connor, actually, who pushes Pollard all the way back to him. So no one actually touched Ward, I believe. Yeah, it was literally Connor shoving Pollard, and it knocks Ward down. This will bring up a 3rd and 17. Keep doing that. Ooh, he was open too. That came like a missile. That'll be a punt though. Yeah, Ruben, this needs to be a huge wake up call. Like this from offense and defense side too. Things need to be changed from higher up, not just players with the coaching staff. And there was reports today, which I'm really grateful for. It's gonna sound fucked up, but it is what it is. That Matt Nagy probably won't be with the team next year, and it won't be in the hands of Andy Reid because Nagy didn't sign a long-term extension, so his deal actually expires. So I expect him just to move on, and I don't expect the Chiefs to re-sign him. If he had an extension last year and he was under contract, I believe the Chiefs weren't going to fire him. It's rare for Coach Reid to fire anyone in his staff, but the fact his contract expired is a whole different story. So I best believe the Chiefs are going to be looking for a new offensive coordinator, and they definitely need to look for a new special teams coordinator. Dave Tobe's done some positive things with us when he started his career with the Kansas City Chiefs, but that has gone downhill. We've seen special teams for the last 2 to 3 years not be impactful at all, and that has just not been the recipe of Dave Tobe. Something's got to change there. So I expect for offense and special teams coordinator to be changed. I expect Spags to still stay. We've seen the regression on the defense for sure. But you can make the excuse as well as there's been more positives on the defense than negatives. Unlike the offense is staled out, it seems, every game. The defense, there's a lot to write home about, and you can see the positives, but I definitely need Spags to up his game as well. And yeah, Ruben, that was actually the 50th sack on Ward this year. So you hit it right on the cue. I don't know if Kingsbury is available. He would definitely be a fun offensive coordinator to have. He'd be one I look out for. I know a lot of people are looking out for the Rams offensive coordinator too. He's a hot commodity. He got a lot of interviews last year. And then the big one as well is Mike McDaniels. Is he going to be fired? If he's fired, he's going to be a hot name to watch for offensive coordinators. And then if unfortunately Coach Reid wants to stay in his tree, he can bring back someone like Mike Kafka. And Mike Kafka and Mahomes actually did work very, very well together. And I do see potential in Kafka, so I'm not going to be upset like a lot of other people if Kafka is brought back onto this roster, because I think he could take this offense in a direction that I almost said Kingsbury, that Nagy couldn't. So again, no matter who you bring in on this staff, Andy Reid's calling the plays. It's just going to be someone who's going to the offensive coordinator is someone who's going to instill discipline and then also hold the players accountable. And I think that's something Nagy has struggled to do. But I believe that's something Kafka can do, and he can build a relationship. So I'm excited about that. And I think Kafka can also be a future NFL coach. Not the Kansas City Chiefs coach, maybe. I mean, if you have 3 years under Reid and you become an elite offensive coordinator and the fans fall in love with you, that is a possibility. But he has that potential to be an NFL coach in the future. So that's something to look at for. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Chiefs on the 6. Let's see what they can do here. Kareem Hunt will be your lead back. You have Remijo in the game instead of Jalen Royals on the offense. It'll be a quick pass to Juju. That's the Chiefs' first down of the game. There you go. We got our first game break. Bucks, Panthers, Mike Evans, touchdown. That's going to be a fun thing to watch back and forth. Yeah, Teresa, that is great that it's expiring, because if he was under contract, I don't see Reid moving on, and you're right. It took Sutton to lose the AFC Championship game for us, when it should have been us going to our first Super Bowl for us to fire him after 3 dreadful defensive years. I remember that specifically. Here comes 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. That's going to be encroachment. Minshew, just throw deep. He does. Oh, he's got him. Who cares? 1st and 10. Honestly, that should be a PI too. But hey, I'll take it. Smart play by Minshew. That's a seasoned vet. You see the guy jump offside, take your shot. It is crazy. Everyone looks at Juju as the old wily vet, but yeah, he's like, what, 27, 28? It feels like he's been in the league forever. All right, here comes 1st and 5 for the Chiefs. You got Pacheco in the game. Rashard Smith lined up at wide receiver. Pacheco's just so bad. He picks up a couple. And I hate to be that way on Isaiah Pacheco because he used to be one of my favorite players. His vision is just miserable. Or terrible, or whatever word you want to use for it. All right, here comes 2nd and 2 for the Chiefs. Another handoff to Pacheco. Man, he should have stayed outside. He would have had a lot more yards. I see Jalen Royals is out there. He does pick up the first down, though. So, hey, that's 2 first downs on the drive. It's their first 2 first downs of the game. They'll have to call another snap. This won't take it to the first quarter, so expect another Pacheco run here. Smith is lined up at wide receiver. He's in motion. Minshew's throwing, stepping up in the pocket, looking deep, going deep. Terrible pass. That'll close the quarter off. First quarter, 0-0. Not much to write home about. The Kansas City Chiefs offense is starting to move the ball a little bit. Yeah, Minshew's still limping. Is Oladokin our third string back? I mean, our third string quarterback? Going to be interesting to see if they may have to call upon him. Yeah, it is the truth about Pacheco, and we all had hope. I remember when he first came in as a rookie, he's ready to take a grown man's job, and he sure as hell did that. And then, of course, injuries, not adapting to the NFL, the vision never evolving the way we all wanted it to, held him back a lot. And it's so unfortunate because you could literally see the potential in him. He seems like he would be a stud running back in the NFL, and it's just never evolved. Which is crazy, Ruben. And I'm not doubting Mitchell Schwartz whatsoever because he's probably 100% factual in his statements he's mentioning about it. Most of our interior guys, that's what they exceed in is run blocking, where you have Trey Smith, a great run blocker. Creed Humphrey, he excels in both. Samatia, what he's been doing better in is run blocking as well. And then, of course, you can't really assess your 2 tackles because those have been inconsistent in and out. But the fact the Chiefs can't even block for the run this year when that's what the majority of your guys' strengths are is really concerning. That's what you paid the big bucks for on that interior, and that's what they're not exceeding in. Very unfortunate. Diverse. We'll see how it goes with the statements that were said, with him basically talking as the Chiefs as a third person in the New Heights podcast. It sounds like he is retiring, and it sounds like that's all we have seen from him. But it's going to be interesting to see if the Chiefs pitch him the offseason plan and if he's interested to see how that evolves and what becomes of it. If he wants to come back for one more year and he's like, I can't go out like this. And I'm not saying go out without a Super Bowl, but go out with not even contending or not even having my QB1 out there. You do not know what happens each and every year. So it's going to be an interesting take from him, but I would lean towards he is going to retire more. But also, too, the reason why I say offseason plan, the Chiefs going to have something up their sleeve to where they bring back like a Tyreek Hill. And I could see that being a real case. And I'm not saying Tyreek Hill is going to be the receiver he once was because he suffered a gruesome injury as well. But if you have Tyreek, Rashee Rice, and Xavier Worthy, that does elevate your room with the familiar face. and that makes it better regardless of what fans think. He is definitely that playmaker. Minshew has underthrown 3 balls to Kelsey where Kelsey can't even make plays on them. But back to that. If Tyreek comes back to the Chiefs for one last ride, does that mean Kelsey's like, okay, I may be able to come back one more year and let's see what we can do. We brought the boys back. Let's see what happens. It's things like that could evolve. So I'm not opposed to having Tyreek back. He is not the number one elite receiver he was, but he can make plays. We've seen it before his injury. I don't know if he's that home run threat, but he can stretch the field and he can get open, and that's what the Chiefs need, is someone who could beat man coverage, and they don't have. Minshew is such garbage. That was 3rd and 10 and incompletion. Yeah, Ruben, I could see it being a possibility, and I'm just not Tyreek aspect as well, but I expect the Chiefs to invest in a legit wide receiver number 1 or someone they believe that they know can beat man coverage, whether that be, and A.J. Brown may be available. We've seen the back and forth with him. I don't know if I want that characteristics on this team, but we can't deny he's a legit wide receiver number 1. Was that blocked? Yeah, that was blocked. Got a good bounce. Or a guy like Brandon Ayuk. I don't really like Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk's done everything he's could in his career at this point. We've seen the conflicts with the Niners organizations, the back and forth there. But keep in mind these former wide receiver number 1s. The Chiefs need to add a legit threat on this team. And it can't be through the draft, because I'm tired of wasting high picks on the draft, whether it be Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, Sky Moore. That hasn't worked. And I love Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, I believe, can be a great, solid receiver in this league. But he hasn't taken the progression we have all wanted him to after his suspension, where it was like, okay, he is the one who can win man coverage. He's the one who can get open consistently. He can be our new Travis Kelce. He hasn't taken that leap. We need that wide receiver number 1 where we can trust day in and day out, and then Rashee Rice can be your good go-to wide receiver number 2 in the slot, and then you got Worthy who could stretch the field for you. Or even a guy like, too, sticking with the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins were really entertaining on trading Jalen Waddle. A young guy, he will legit be your wide receiver number 1 on this team. Make a play for him. I would really keep your eyes open on wide receiver, because the Chiefs need to find different ways to win this game. If they can get a good veteran wide receiver, upgrade the running back room, and get a good pass rusher this offseason, this team would already be way better than what they are this year. Not saying they filled every hole, because they got many holes. Trust me, they really do. But those are your 3 key areas where you can elevate and make this team better to make them contenders again. Yeah, Teresa, that's definitely true as well. It's going to be what Mahomes' injury is about. It's going to be how they attack this offseason. And it's also going to be some things, too. It's like, I doubt at his age, what is he going to be, 37, 36, 37, that he's going to want to do a whole training camp again. So that offseason work is going to play a whole factor into that as well. And facts, Teresa. Definitely this year, the only draft pick we seen really play was Josh Simmons, and unfortunately he had to leave with personal reasons and got hurt. But if you're a late round draft pick, you're not going to see the field that often because of the scheming and playbook. If you would rather pay a guy and that gets him on the field, that's got to be the route to go. And I'd rather go veterans at this point. And the main discussion this offseason, which I'm surprised I'm leaning towards it, is, which we'll discuss more, is will the Kansas City Chiefs trade Trent McDuffie? And I'm leaning towards they probably should. I mean, as much as that pains me to say, hold up, here's a play action by Ward. He's looking deep, he's going deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage by Cook. But the reason I'm going that way is because here's the thing. We've seen Cook is hurt, so we're going to evaluate that. But let me get my thoughts out regarding Trent McDuffie. I love him. He is an elite cornerback in this league. But my thing with Trent McDuffie is if you were to value the player and look at the player in whole, and he will be due around $30 million a year, has Trent McDuffie in his career won any games for the Kansas City Chiefs? And if so, it's very few and far between. Trent McDuffie is not that game changer type of cornerback where he will win a game for the team. He will make really positive plays. He is a standout cornerback. The defense would miss him. But on the other end, you've seen the Colts trade for Sauce Gardner, and they gave up multiple first-round picks. So that means the Chiefs can get a bag, not in that realm, because the Colts went all out, and I don't expect every team to do that. But you're going to at least get a first or second-round pick and maybe multiple picks to where that can then help build the D-line. And I think the D-line is a bigger need than the secondary because a good pass rush makes the cornerbacks good. You get back there, underthrown balls cause interceptions. And that's something Trent McDuffie doesn't provide to this team. And the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to really find if they want to commit long-term. Huge sack by Nick Bolton there. Are going to really find out if that's what they want to do moving forward. They don't have to make a decision this year, but I would really like for them to because this is probably going to be the highest value you have Trent McDuffie because if he comes out next year and he doesn't look like that all-star cornerback, that falls. So you got to make that decision, I believe, this year, but it's not strapped to it, but I would. You already only got 6 picks. Get more picks. And then if you get more picks, you can decide, hey, do we trade for a star pass rusher? Will we use that pick, another first-round pick on a cornerback? See how that evolves. Punt is underway. He ran into, he took Remigio out. Good Lord, Tennessee. And that was a fair catch, too. Ruben, I see your comments. I will get to it. I just want to see if Remigio is okay real quick and see what this flag is. We know what it is, but he literally took him out while he was fair catching the ball. Yeah, it was a late fair catch, but he still took him out before the ball even arrived. Ooh, and he took a helmet right to the nuts. That'll make you be on the ground for a while. I don't think he's injured. I think he's wondering where one of his nuts went. Yeah, that looked painful. But yes, Ruben, a proven wide receiver number 1 is going to be huge. And I think you're right. If you want to rebuild this defense, it's going to start with the defensive line. And you build a solid defensive line, that makes your cornerbacks better. One thing I have full trust in Brett Veach, regardless of the draft, he knows how to draft cornerbacks. His track record is stellar with cornerbacks from early rounds to late rounds. And they also can re-sign Jalen Watson, who would be much more cheaper than Trent McDuffie. So I really believe Trent McDuffie is going to be on the move this year. We're going to go into more further details this offseason. And I think it would be the best move for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it would be kind of like that polarizing, shocking things like, oh my, like Tyreek Hill. The Chiefs traded Trent McDuffie. What are they going to do? They don't have any stars on that defense. And then you're going to see Brett Veach go to work. And I believe it needs to be done because they need the picks to either, 1, draft players or 1, trade for a veteran player. Because they need both. They need both. Very true, Teresa. And rightfully so, I get why McDuffie wants to play outside because outside makes the most money. Let's be real. And McDuffie does do good in outside. He's just not as good. His star area is in the slot. But slot cornerbacks don't get paid as high as what outside do. What the Chiefs need to do is if they're looking to trade him, they need someone to be 1,000% sold on Trent McDuffie that he can do both and he can be great at both to where they are willing to give up that first round pick. And there's going to be a team out there. I really believe it will be because I believe if you were to ask me before Sauce Gardner got traded, I believe Trent McDuffie has had a better career than Sauce Gardner. People only analyze Sauce Gardner because of the name. Sauce Gardner is a good cornerback in this league, but production-wise, I believe Trent McDuffie's stats and production go head-to-head with Sauce Gardner. So you can make that same kind of compensation for him easily. And one, McDuffie is a two-time All-Pro too as well, Super Bowl champion, highlight plays. He does a good stuffing at the line. The only thing he struggles with, which is the same as Gardner struggles with, is they struggle getting interceptions. Their hands are bricks. And then I don't see, everyone also is thrown up in the limbo trading Chris Jones. I think Chris Jones at this point of his career is going to be hard to trade for. Definitely high capital because Chris Jones's age factors heavily on that. And not a lot of teams are going to give up a first or second round pick for a guy who's going to be 33 years old. What I would look more for Chris Jones is a contract restructure to where it's like, hey, we need to open up cap space if you want this team to be better. So I think he's going to be on the team in 2026. Here's 1st and 10 for the Chiefs on the 2. I don't know why they're backed up so heavily because wasn't it a penalty on the Titans? And here's a false start by the Chiefs. That's their 3rd false start today. This will be on Pole. This will bring up 1st and 11. They're on the 1. False start here could be a safety, so got to play this right. No penalties in the end zone. That's a safety. Your first points of the game, but Kareem Hunt couldn't get out the end zone. Jeffrey Simmons is that grown man. We got 2-0. We should have figured your first score of the game was going to be 2 points. Samatia just whiffed. Sumatia should have known. Like, why did he... Sumatia seemed like a bitch there. I'm not going to lie to you. He went for the linebacker instead of Jeffrey Simmons, and you just let Jeffrey Simmons go straight for Kareem Hunt. That is all on your left guard. Yeah, Teresa, you got to that. The final score may be 2-0. Look how pissed Trey Smith is, and rightfully so. Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are pissed at Samatia. Rightfully, like what I just called out, they all seen. Why did you take the linebacker and you didn't take Simmons? Are you fucking serious? The best player on the Tennessee Titans, and you just let him run straight through to Kareem Hunt? And that sucks too. Like, what you don't want to see as well is the division, the sides divided. And what they showed on the, I'm not saying that's what it is, but what the media is portraying it to be currently is you see Trey Smith, you see Creed Humphrey pissed going on their own, and then you see these backups and unseasoned vets in Caliendo and Pole by themselves working it out. That has a lot to do with this dysfunction of this Kansas City Chiefs team. They're not all working on it together. You see, there's a division right there. And that's something that can't carry on to next year. No, I didn't pay attention to that. Jeffrey Simmons had a touchdown last week. Jaden Hicks had an unnecessary roughness call. That'll be a 15 tack on, which is someone I wanted to see more today as well. Well, unfortunately, he hasn't been on the field, and Spag says that he hasn't grabbed the playbook as he should in his second year, and it's been very unfortunate to see. And he's been making mistakes, which I question a lot. So you're telling me a guy like Jaden Hicks, who has potential, is a playmaker, he makes mistakes and can't see the field, but Chamari Connors is fucking up every week, and he gets to be on the field every week. So make it make sense. I don't get that. Here's 1st and 10 for the Titans. They're already past midfield after the 15-yard penalty. Tony Pollard picks up 3. He may have fumbled. Titans are saying they have it. And the refs say the Titans do have it. Let's see if Pollard actually fumbled. It doesn't matter because, I mean, if he recovered, he recovered. But I couldn't see inside the ball pile or the pile, whatever you call it. You got a player injured on the field as well. That'll be one of the Titans' tackles. Don't ask me what tackle. I don't know the Tennessee Titans like that. But it will take us to a commercial break. They making Chipotle look so good here. If only it looked like that in real. I remember Chipotle about 10 years ago was phenomenal. I still eat Chipotle though. Easy go-to. But it definitely is not the same for sure. And right now, unfortunately, in this game, as we're seeing, I know we've just been talking Kansas City Chiefs football, whether it be the past, present, or future. Not really been zoned on this game. It's literally been just a live stream discussing the Chiefs, which, hey, I enjoy. But in this game, not much positive, and even at that, like, the positivity isn't what's concerning me. It's I want to see the players that should be on the field, the young players, like we've been discussing, whether that be Bossa, the linebacker, Jalen Royals, Brashard Smith actually getting some handoffs, like Jaden Hicks playing safety position. It just seems like Coach Reed send the same players out who've been doing the same thing all year. Makes no sense. Like, find what your team is about here. Like, and we're not seeing that. We've seen some positive plays on the defense, but also we've seen some negative plays. That's been the same thing all year too. Like, can we get some consistency as I've been asking for, or not even consistency? Can I see some youth out there? I want to see players make plays. I haven't even seen Gelati out there, and I think Gelati should be taking all a Minihue snaps because a Minihue is not going to be on this team next year. Gelati will be. So let Gelati grow. What are we doing here? Doesn't make sense to me. The players that will be on this team or you want to be on this team next year should be the ones getting the snap. Pacheco, you're not on this team next year. Kareem Hunt, you've been great. You may be on this team next year, but we know what you're about. You're that power running back who will pick up that 3rd and 1, the short yardage situations. Let's see what Brashard Smith can do. Jalen Royals, you're on the team next year. Juju, you're not. What are we doing here at today's game? Here's a handoff to Pollard. Chris Jones. Pollard just keeps pushing forward. He was, again, touched in the backfield, and he still picks up 2 to 3. We got another update. The Cowboys-Chargers, this looks like a good one. Ooh, wide open. McConkey. Chargers take the lead, 14-10. Here comes 3rd and 5 for the Titans. They're leading the game 2-0 with under 12 minutes in the second quarter. Chiefs show blitz. They bring blitz. They don't get home. That's an incomplete pass. What will the Tennessee Titans do on 4th and 5? This is a way too long field goal. Knowles was the one in coverage. We're going to see extended snaps from him. I'm surprised that wasn't a flag on Christian Fulton. He was holding that receiver's neck all the way through. They may be going for this on 4th and 5. Nope, this will be the punter. So this is the 6th punt of the game. This is Johnny Hecker's 3rd punt. Did we expect anything different, Chiefs Kingdom? Remigio is back out there, so it looks like he's got his nuts in place. This may be a fake punt. Johnny Hecker's been really good in the past with throwing the ball here. I believe with the Rams, he used to do this all the time. They may be trying to draw the Chiefs off. They'll just take the delay of game where they took a timeout. Yep, they'll take the delay of game. It'll be a for sure punt at this point. Yeah, Treese, I mean, with everything leading up to this game, with you seeing a lot of players going on IR, a lot of people being out, you thought this would have been a true preseason game and we would see these young players, and that's not what's involved so far today. So, very interesting what's transpired in Tennessee. Not the score. We expected the score. But the action taking place on the field, interesting. Punt is underway. Remigio fields it. He's got a lane. Oh, he's got a lane. He's got a lane. That's Remigio's best return of the year. 35-yard return. He fielded it at the 2. Good return. The score right now is 2-0. So, and I mentioned earlier, just so if you're checking in, Dylan, as well, I had scoreboard malfunctions. So, that's why it's not up today. So, hopefully Christmas, that all gets resolved for that stream. Teresa, both. Well, one, they want to keep the high draft picks, and two, it's two shitty teams on the field, so they probably both want to win. They just don't know how to win. Dylan, at this point, I agree too. Oh, Oladokin is in. Okay, Minshew's time's up. I don't know if the injury sidelined him, but we got an interesting development here. Let's see what Oladokin can do. He is an interesting prospect. He tries to be Mahomes. He literally does. The way he be scrambling and throwing the ball now, unlike Mahomes, he throws a lot of interceptions in preseason, but he knows how to extend a play, and he is a fun player to watch. So he may be more entertaining than Minshew at this point. But I didn't think Minshew was that hurt to be out. So interesting. I knew he was limping. I knew he couldn't put pressure to basically get balls to the wide receiver. So let's see what Oladokin is about here. 2nd and 4 for the Chiefs. Hand off to Pacheco. Pacheco breaks it outside. It's a pickup of 6, and that's probably Pacheco's best run of the year. The fact he bounced it out and found a hole. There will be an injured Tennessee Titan on the field, too. That'll be Harris. Marcus Harris, the rookie. Let's see what happens here on this injury if they re-show it. They say Trey Smith laid out a cornerback, and you know Trey Smith likes to be bulldozing everyone. While we go on commercial break, I'm going to hop on social media real quick. Someone's going to have an update for me on Minshew because it looked like he left the field, walked off perfectly fine. Pete Sweeney has said that the Chiefs said Gardner Minshew's knee, he is questionable to return. Hey. Unfortunately, we've seen him hobbling in this game. Let's see what Oladokin is about. Yeah, so he's questionable to return. That's all reports coming out right now. Hopefully everything is good with his knee. But, hey, this will be one way to see young players hit the field. And we saw with Minshew, he got hurt on that first drive on his first scramble for 7 yards. Pete Sweeney also reported, don't think this is what we want to see today. But Oladokin is their last active quarterback. With that, In previous seasons, the Chiefs have said that Travis Kelce could play emergency QB if necessary. If Oladokin gets hurt, anything is up. And maybe Travis Kelce will take real snaps. I doubt Kelce wants to be doing that. Well, maybe he does. If he's retiring, he may want a real quarterback snap. I kind of want to see what Oladokin brings to this team, though. Not to be any negative Nancy towards Minshew. I want to see how Oladokin has never been put in this position, I believe, in a regular season to show how he performs. So this is going to be good tape for him because he's always been that guy fighting to make that 53-man roster. Usually gets cut, makes the practice squad. This is his first real game time regular season action. So let's see what he's about. Here comes a 1st and 10. Handoff to Pacheco, right? Okay, Pacheco. He picks up about 6 or 7. The Chiefs are trying to be run heavy right now. I doubt Oladokin had real snaps throwing in practice this week. Minshew, he's just walking on the sideline, but he looks pissed. Now, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, he don't look too positive like he getting back in the game anytime soon, but who knows. He was 3 for 8, 15 yards today. Not beautiful stats. Nowhere near it. He may be headed to the locker room. I don't know what's going on. Here comes 2nd and 5 for the Chiefs. We're just handing the ball off. It's 2nd and 1, so I mean the run game is working at this point, but I want to see Oladokin put it in the air. Yeah, Teresa, with this line, the last thing I want to see is Kelce be quarterback. Hunt got it, but it was an option play, and I tell you what, if Oladokin kept that, Oladokin may have had a touchdown on his legs because nobody was outside. But he's sticking to the script. It's working for him so far. Just straight runs. So, yeah, he's been in a regular season game, but he's never thrown a pass in the regular season game. It was against the Broncos when he was handing the ball off, and that's actually the same thing today. He hasn't thrown a pass yet. That was the first Chiefs 3rd down conversion of the day. He rolls out. It'll be his first pass, and it'll be thrown away. Hey, good veteran experience there. Show you could throw away a ball instead of forcing a pass. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. We got Bills, Browns, James Cook, end zone. The Bills, hey, I know Chiefs fans hate to say it. I want to see Josh Allen get a ring. I'm sorry. I'm that kind of guy. If we want a real Peyton Manning, Tom Brady rivalry, Josh Allen got to get that ring to keep up with Mahomes, and that's going to motivate Mahomes too. So, down year for Chiefs, down years for Ravens, down years for Bengals. Allen, you ain't got no excuse. Quick pass to Kelce. Kelce gets drilled right in the ribs. But Oladokin got it to Kelce. Minshew couldn't get it to Kelce. So here comes 3rd and 4. Kelce just joined Jerry Rice in receptions, tying that. Oh, and receiving yards. 800 receiving yards. He has a chance to still get 1,000. I don't think it's going to happen, though, with the quarterback play he's got out there. 3rd and 4. I believe this is 4-down territory for the Chiefs. I'd run it here to get it closer to 4th and 1. Timeout Chiefs, I believe. That'll be their first timeout, a 30-second timeout. Let's see what they try to draw up here. We've seen a lot of Pacheco today. Pacheco's probably actually put his best game today, so positive for him and his team he's moving forward to next week. I'd rather see Brashard Smith, but hey, it is what it is. I want to see Brashard Smith at least get a damn carry. Harris, who got hurt earlier in this drive, he's now headed to the locker room. 3rd and 4 for the Chiefs. I believe that's Worthy in the backfield. Juju out wide, Pacheco out wide. Kelsey lined up at tight end. All-out blitz. That was I got to see that again. I think that was a good pass by Oladokin. Juju just got to make that catch. You said I went mute, Teresa? I don't know how that happened. Am I still mute right now? I don't know how my sound went out. Everything's still going. Let's try something here. Bunker made that kick. Okay, cool. Well, right when the sound went in, Bucker made that kick. Teresa, I think my sound is on. I don't know if it may be on your end, if you can't hear me. But, yeah, I was like, everything's working properly. The Chiefs are winning 3-2. What a game. Teresa, you having me panic over here now. What is this? Let me get this off. Sorry if I'm messing with the mic. I got something here that's kind of in my way. Since I opened up a new mic, had like the new wrapping on it that was bothering me. Okay, I think we good to go. But Chiefs winning 3-2. As I mentioned, Bucker drilled a long field goal. Hey, positive for him that he did that. We haven't seen much of that this year, so hey, take the lead. I believe on the previous pass, I didn't get a look at it too much, but I thought it was a solid pass by Oladokin. Juju just got to come down with it. You guys can let me know if I missed seeing that, but I thought it hit Juju right in the chest and hands, and it would have been at the yard marker. This is the slugfest we all anticipated. 3-2. Well, can anyone get to 10 points today? Can there be a player to get in the end zone? Will we see a touchdown? You know what would be hilarious, and I don't see the Chiefs doing it, but because the Titans and Raiders, like the Chiefs could still beat them, as you see. They're both terrible teams. So let's say they win those 2 games. If somehow, some way they beat the Broncos on Christmas, could you imagine if they won out and the only thing that kept them from the playoffs was Minshew throwing that interception to end the game against the Chargers? And then they'd be like, damn, really? We decide to win out now and we legit had a shot at making the playoffs? Now, they wouldn't have made a run. Do you see this roster? But I was thinking about that last night. It was just like, what if they went out? That would be like, well, fuck. Minshew literally cost it all against the Chargers. Again, this is a long game right here. I don't see them winning this game, but the Titans have looked very bad themselves. So, ooh, what a hit by Hicks. And that's why I want to see him on defense. Great stop on special teams by him. Teresa, I agree. I think the Bills can run through the AFC easily. Maybe not easily, but I can run through them. But if they play the Rams, they play the Seahawks, they play the Niners, maybe even the Eagles. I'm iffy on the Eagles. I don't know. The Bears last night, I don't know if you guys watched that game. That was Caleb Williams, man, stepping into his own. The Packers, all those are going to be dogfight Super Bowls for the Bills. So it's going to be interesting. And I think all those teams are better than the Bills. Oh. So your emergency quarterback won't be Travis Kelce. It'll be Noah Gray. Okay. I think Spears picked up a yard. Okay, 2. Oladokin's like, hey, get that arm ready, Noah. All right, here comes 2nd and 8 for the Titans. I'd like to see interception. We rarely get to see interceptions. Oh, that's a good screenplay. That's holding. They didn't call. Oh, Spears could be gone. Ooh, what it? I swear that was holding the guard who was on Gelati. But hey, that's a pickup. That's a huge pickup for the Titans. Yeah, Rams would be my favorite right now, Ruben. Seattle put on a hell of a performance, though, on Thursday Night Football. I still think the Rams are the better team, but that was a fun game, and you can't discredit Seattle now because they showed they can hang with the Rams. They'll play the Rams again, and they may play the Rams again in the playoffs. Teresa, you're probably right. He's like, are you serious? No. You see our offensive line? Oh, the Titans are looking good. The Titans are making plays now. That's about a 7-8 yard run by Pollard. Cook has been getting beat up today. You may need to take him out. Every time I see him make a tackle, he's on the ground again. And Cook's been dealing with injuries for the last 3 to 4 weeks. He's another guy who is a free agent too. And another position the Chiefs may need to assess. If you don't believe in Jaden Hicks, Cooks is a free agent. We need that quarterback back there in the safety room. You obviously missed it with Justin Reed, but you're obviously missing it too with Tyrann Mathieu. You need a legit leader on the defense. And with Chris Jones having a quote-unquote down year, you don't have that quarterback out there. This will bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Titans. Again, this is another one where I believe this could be 4-down territory for them. They're cross midfield, I believe. Yep, they're across midfield, so I'd run Spears or Pollard here to see how close you can get if they can pick it up. And they do. Spears easily has it. Spears has looked very impressive today. Every time he's touched the ball, he's been moving forward. That's a pickup of 12. And that's the thing, again, with Cooks out, now you put Mike Edwards out there. And Mike Edwards is a terrible safety. You guys can argue with the wall out there. Cooks is actually out there. But the fact Edwards is your safety number 2 over Jaden Hicks, you trust Edwards more than Hicks? That says a lot about your defense, about your safety room. Roll out by Ward. Wide open receiver. Oh, it should have been a 1st down, but a good tackle by Chamari Connors closing that quickly. And their wide receiver is hurt. That was a good solid tackle by Connor. Yeah, Treeks, the Titans are moving the ball. I don't know if the hit hurt him more than landing on the turf. Because he hit the turf hard on that side of his hip. Here comes 2nd and 1. Give it to Spears again because Spears is... And he actually doesn't pick it up this time. So here comes 3rd and 1. Okay, Zach Pickens. He's the guy I want to see more too. He was signed off the Bears practice squad, then initially brought onto the Chiefs practice squad. He was elevated this week to the Chiefs active roster, and he makes his first stop. He's a young guy who I think these next 3 games can be huge. I loved him coming out of the draft. He could be a good rotational defensive tackle for us. I don't know if he got it or not. And Pickens was in on that one too. I think they gave it to him. Yeah, they gave it to him. But again, Pickens breaks the initial interior. Two solid reps by Pickens. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. Titans do get ball at half too, for whatever that may be worth. I don't think we're going to get an update till halftime, but I'm going to pull up social media to see if we have any new updates on Gardner Minshew and to see if he is out for the rest of the game. It makes no difference, honestly. I think at this point you roll with Oladokin and see what he can bring. I want to check social media, but I guess my Wi-Fi doesn't. My Wi-Fi really... Well, that sucks. As long as it keeps the stream live, I guess. My Wi-Fi just went out on me. Don't be doing that at this point. Or unless Twitter's down. That could be another thing too. Oh no, here we go. Perfect. Dun, dun, dun. Not seeing nothing here. Everyone's talking about who the Chiefs are gonna sign as a backup quarterback for this week. Maybe Cam Newton. We're gonna pull Indianapolis Colts. Hey, let's sign Tom Brady for a few games. You know, if the Chiefs were probably in the playoff race, Tom Brady might actually have been interested in that to make a Super Bowl run. Ooh, Quinshon Judkins got hurt for the Browns. That's unfortunate. They had to bring the cart out for him. Nope, nothing up there. Everyone is just recognizing what I kind of told you guys how we're going to start this off is we're going to see how big of a Band-Aid Patrick Mahomes is for this team. And everyone is realizing that on social media, which is kind of weird. Like, if you really evaluated and assessed this Kansas City Chiefs roster, you would see that there's, one, hardly any good starters, let alone depth. So the fact that it's coming to realization to a lot of people now is kind of absurd. But hey, sometimes you need to see it to believe it. And here comes a 1st and 10 for the Titans after the 2-minute warning break. They're approaching the red zone. Handoff to Spears. Good. Spears has been playing great. That's a 15-yard run, and that'll be 1st and goal for the Titans. Spears has been their best back. I love the way Spears is running. I want to run him back like that. Look, and cut back to the right and then just go. Teresa. If they do that for the future and next year, everybody in this staff needs to be fired, and that is including Coach Reed. Because no offense or anything like that, I know you don't mean it that way, but that would be the dumbest thing that they could do. That's why I say unleash. If you have plays this year that you're not unleashing for next year, that just answers everything that every team has said about you, that you are predictable and you don't have anything else. And with that, Coach Reed, you need to retire if that's the case. If you can't think of new plays over the offseason just to unload your plays you have this year, that would be crazy. The Chiefs took a timeout. So Coach Reed wants to get this ball back, so he wants to see what Oladokin can do inside 2 minutes. This will bring up 2nd and goal right here. The Chiefs used their last timeout, so the Titans can run again. I don't know what Coach Reed is expecting with bare minimum time. Good pitch. Oh, they got in the end zone. That's a touchdown, Tennessee. So Oladokin will get a chance with about 1:30 left. That was a good, that was honestly a play that used to be in fucking Andy Reid's arsenal with what Cam Ward did and all that trickery. I can see Tennessee going for 2 here to make it 10-3 to go up a touchdown. 85, I've been impressed with him today as well. They just decided to kick the extra point. That'll make it 9-3. So we're still in single digits. No one's cracked double digits yet. Let's see if he decides to unleash Oladokin here. I mean, you used all your timeouts for a reason. So well, Teresa, they've never built a team this year to do that. I'm going to make a video on it as well, but doing my research and stuff like that this offseason, they literally banked on the team who got blown out in the Super Bowl. Exact players with bare minimum efforts to come in this year and do what they did last year because they went 15-1 or 15-2 with a loss to the Broncos with all backups, and they thought they could run that back. And that was the most dumbest shit they could think of. That they didn't think the league can evolve, that the league could find you predictable and study you all off season. And that is a huge mistake on Brett Veach and a huge mistake on Coach Reed. That they thought they could do the same thing. You need to add players to become better, and they didn't. And that's why the November and December thing didn't work out. Brashard Smith fields this kickoff. Actually, it's Remigio. He's been really solid at returning today. I don't know what the Titans special teams is like. All right, Oladokin. Let's see you slang this football. I want to see him sling it. Hopefully they let him. Hopefully the line gives him time too. That's a factor into this. Scrambling. Okay. He runs. He picks up 6 or 7. He likes to use his legs. I ain't mad at that. No timeouts. So fast. It's funny. It's fast paced, but then you see Pole, who's not really familiar with that. He's not moving fast paced. Wide open. He found Worthy. Okay, that's a first down. Good solid pass by Oladokin. Good route by Worthy. Gets out of bounds with 1:04. And Trent Green's making a solid point here. Oladokin's probably never ran the 2-minute offense with being a practice squad quarterback. So this is really real reps. Hollywood Brown on a screen. He'll pick up 6. Keep it going. You got 56 seconds. I want to see what... I'm interested. They're almost in long field goal range. Not so Bucker can make this, but... 44 seconds. Scrambles. Ooh, what a catch by Hollywood. Get out of bounds. Okay, they're definitely... Oladokin. That was a good one-handed catch by Hollywood Brown, too. I like Oladokin better than Minshew for this scrambling reason. I've seen this in preseason. He makes these kind of plays. Where you could tell he be watching Patrick Mahomes while he's on that practice squad. They're on the 26. They're in field goal range. 35 seconds left. No timeouts. Quick pass to Pacheco. Pacheco sucks. Pacheco lost too. Pacheco can't break a tackle for the life of him. 24 seconds here. You got to clock it. They're not moving with urgency at all. Get out of bounds, Pacheco. He got out of bounds. Okay. I would kick the field goal here unless you're just taking a straight shot, because if it's caught in bounds, you're not getting no points. Yeah, here comes Bucker. I was going to say, you got to kick this field goal. If it was Mahomes, yes, you take the shot, because you know Mahomes will take the shot. He won't take a sack. Oladokin, you're not quite sure yet because he hasn't been put in his position. Bucker did make a 54-yard field goal today. This will be a chip shot for him. Should be. But it's Bucker. We've seen how he's been this year. This is a 42-yard field goal. He made it. It hugged the left upright or the right upright, but he made it. Good. Impressive by Oladokin. He held his composure. He looked good. Teams are going to watch that. The Chiefs are going to watch that as well. That was a good series by Oladokin. Teresa, it was very arrogant by Reed and Veach to think, oh, that was just the Eagles who exposed that, did that, and they've had success against us. But we know we have things in place to succeed. Everyone else said, bet. And basically took them to town this year. The only way we would have won last week, Teresa, is if Mahomes didn't tear his ACL. It's hard to put a quarterback in there, even Oladokin as well, with under 2 minutes to go or 2 to 3 minutes to go. Didn't practice all week, not ready for real snaps, and to be put in that position. Oladokin wouldn't have looked like he did right here either. Oladokin even got to take probably backup quarterback reps this week, which he's not typical. So he could anticipated something like that to come in this game, barring an injury. Good. Oh, my God. The Titans got a good return, but it will end it. We're at halftime. Oh, here's a flag. If this is a 15-yard penalty, Titans may want to take a field goal. Oh, holding on Titans. Never mind. That'll end the half. But, yeah, the only way Chiefs win is if Mahomes probably stayed in. And we know they may not have won that way either. Hey. Damn, the Chiefs have no first-half touchdowns this year? Oh, wait, no, this is the first time. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure I've seen the Chiefs score in the first half this year. I'm like, I know they haven't been good, but they haven't been that bad. It's like, kind of stat is that? But, hey, we're at halftime, 9-6. This is the kind of game to expect. We didn't expect Oladokin to come out here, but he's been giving the team kind of life. I love it. He's looking good out there. See what he provides the second half. I think even if Minshew is feeling right to come back in, I think you still roll with Oladokin. I want to see what Oladokin has and see what he can do moving forward. And if you really wanted to make sure Minshew is healthy against the Broncos, but maybe Oladokin's my quarterback moving forward for these next 3 games. How I feel. Yeah, and Ruben, I hear that a lot too, and I agree. I don't want Mahomes. I don't want Mahomes on the field unless he feels he's healthy enough to be on the field. With that being said, we know Mahomes is going to do everything to be on that football field. I see a lot of people saying we should just tank next year and then 2027 have Mahomes fully reloaded. Then you get that wide receiver from Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith, who's elite, and then you build. You just have 2 down years. Basically that. I'm going to let you know something. That is not in Patrick Mahomes' blood. Patrick Mahomes is not going to miss a full year. Patrick Mahomes is probably not going to miss a game next year. He is going to be ready for week 1. Why do you think he decided to have an ACL a surgery the day after his injury? Most players wait a couple weeks. Mahomes like, I need to rehab it now. I know I injured this thing in December. I'm already pushing the timeline here. It's going to be tough. His mindset is not wired to tank for 2026. His mindset is, I want to be back out there. We already had an off year. I'm not having 2 off years. That is not in my blood. He wants to be ready week 1, regardless of what everyone thinks, regardless whether they think he'll be ready or not. And if I'm going to bank on anyone, I'm going to bank on the guy who had a dislocated kneecap and came back 1 week later and went on a Super Bowl run. I'm going to bank on the guy who had a high ankle sprain and played through it and went on a Super Bowl run. If anyone knows how to play through injury and get himself into the best position to be his best player, it's Patrick Mahomes. So we've seen him play better than ever after he gets hurt. So there's no question with it. He's attacking rehab. He's going to come back stronger than ever. And I think what will help him too is with every player, they do not trust their knee right away. I mean, you could be Patrick Mahomes. You could be Tom Brady. But with that, we may see a more evolved Patrick Mahomes, because one thing I know with him, and one thing I'd love to see him improve with, is being confident in the pocket and standing in the pocket and not needing to break the pocket and scramble. So with your knee already being a quote-unquote liability, he's going to take this offseason to be a stand-up quarterback, I really believe, to where he's going to analyze the field and be like, first, second read not there, dump off. Do what I need to do. I really think this injury makes him better in that aspect. Instead of first read not there, I got to run for my life and scramble. He's going to have to learn this offseason to find different guys and be a composed quarterback in the pocket. And that's something that's been a iffy thing for me. But if he does that, which he needs to do, he's going to have every weapon in an arsenal, I really believe. Mr. 100B, it's good to see you in the chat. Hey, I'm trying my best to keep everyone amused. I've been having fun watching this shitty game because I came in with no expectation. So right now, let's get to this halftime report. We got highlights. We talking football. Bills, Browns. I did get you guys in. Quinshon Judkins was carted off, unfortunately. Right now, the Bills are winning 20-10. No surprise there whatsoever. And I hate the narrative. Let's focus on the Bills real quick. Everyone says, oh, Josh Allen has no weapons. James Cook is the best player on that football team. I don't give a fuck. And he is a legit weapon. If Patrick Mahomes had a James Cook, who James Cook reminds me a lot of Jamal Charles, this Chiefs offense is whole different. So let's stop saying Josh Allen has no weapons, because he has the best weapon. And then you got Chargers, Cowboys. It looks like a fun, exciting game. 21-17. These boys are going back and forth. I could see this final score being in the 30s for both sides. Herbert's over here slanging that rock. We talked about the McConkey touchdown earlier in the game. Yeah, Ruben, like you said, it's not in Pat's DNA to not be back. The injuries I mentioned, he didn't want to be out. You think he's going to want to be out for a whole year? Not happening. Not in his ball. I don't think they're calling up Brady. Brady even talked about it. He's like, I can come in and play a few games. And it wasn't for the Chiefs, but just in specific regarding the whole Phillip Rivers thing. But I don't want to pull whole offseason of work. What, he's about to be 50? Yeah. We got another fun game. This Bucks-Panthers, they played twice in these next 3 weeks. It's about to be for the division. Right now, they got 13-10 on board. Carolina, I love what Carolina's been doing as of late. And right now, they're showing the NFC playoff picture. As Teresa mentioned, the NFC has been a battle. Seattle, Chicago, Philly, Tampa, Carolina, Rams, everywhere. And then you got the AFC with Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh. It's funny when, and I know Chiefs Kingdom isn't going to like for me to say it, where people say that the AFC has fallen off and they're not the same, and is Denver a legit number 1 seed? Denver reminds me a lot of the Chiefs team last year. I'm just going to say it. Like, they really do. Play good defense. They win last-second ball games that you expect them to lose, and they find ways to win. in November and December. That's exactly what the Kansas City Chiefs did last year. Now, we're going to learn a lot about Bo Nix in the playoffs because we saw it once and it didn't look good. So let's see if he's grown from there. But for Chiefs game to go after Denver and be like, this isn't a good team, it was the same exact team you saw last year with the Chiefs when they went 15-2. So you got to pick and choose what you believe is a good team. And then you got your ugly slugfest with the Jets and the Saints. You thought your Chiefs and Titans was tough. There's another 9-6 game right there too. Yeah, Ruben, I think the pocket passing is going to be something that he's going to evolve in his game a lot this offseason, knowing that I can't really depend on my knee like I did until probably later in the season. So what can I do to make myself evolve and be better? And it's going to be that pocket passing game. And yeah, Ruben, I mean, I don't know how a lot of people don't see the similarities with this Denver team and the Chiefs team from last year. The only thing is can Bo Nix elevate his game in the postseason, which we're going to learn out real quickly. If he can do that, I'm sorry, Chiefs Kingdom, the Denver Broncos are a legit Super Bowl contender with the AFC being wide open. Because if someone knocks off Buffalo, who do you really think's going to the Super Bowl in the AFC? Like, really. Like, it's such a young crop out there. And we're going to learn a lot today with the afternoon game with the Jaguars taking on the Bills, and how close is Trevor Lawrence to the Broncos, my bad. How close is the Jags to the Broncos here? It's going to be very interesting to see how that evolves. I'm going to take Denver to win the game just because Denver is a really good home team this year. They're actually undefeated at home this year, and that is huge too. If they clinch up home field in the playoffs, you got to give advantage to Denver. So see how that evolves in the next 3 weeks. And Treese, I get that. As an AFC West rival, I want to see the Chargers and Broncos eliminated early, but I got to respect where respect is given. With the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, he's taken the Niners to the Super Bowl as well. He has always had winning teams, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers make a run. And then Denver, I wouldn't be surprised if they make a run either. As much as I hate to say it, I can see it. And Mr. 100B, I agree with that too, and I'm not comparing the pedigrees by any means, so I don't want that to get mistaken. I'm just comparing the 2024 Kansas City Chiefs team and the 2025 Denver Broncos team, because the Broncos can make the same exact run as the Chiefs. They can be met in the Super Bowl like the Chiefs did, and they can run into a powerhouse in the NFC and get derailed and blown out. I really believe that because that's exactly how their year is looking, where they haven't looked elite in anything, but when it comes to fourth quarter football and Sean Payton puts the best team forward, they find a way to win football games. Now, playoffs, that's where all your holes get exposed. That's where it finds out, are you really meant to be here? And they can win a couple games, but when it comes to Super Bowl and you play the Rams, you play Niners, you play Seahawks, maybe Eagles, I'm taking all of them over you because those teams have been there in the playoffs and they know what it takes and they will take them out. I really believe that. So I agree. I'm not saying, I've seen people say, Broncos fans saying, oh, the Chiefs dynasty ended and now you see the Denver dynasty unfolding. I don't see a Denver dynasty unfolding. One, you can't even talk about a dynasty before you even have one ring. Let's knock that shit off. I do see them making a run, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the Super Bowl because they oppose the same threats the Chiefs did last year. But also, too, as you mentioned, I need to learn a lot about Bo Nix in this playoffs. If he shows like he did last year, there'll be a number one seed getting eliminated in the divisional round. So that's going to be interesting. But also, too, that Denver home field is legit. They know how to win at home. And if somehow, some way, they do have a hard schedule where they play the Jags, they play the Packers. I believe they have another couple tough. They play us if we want to decide to fucking show up on Christmas Day and give me a fucking Christmas miracle present and take them out of the one seed. If somehow, some way, they don't get that one seed, it's all open. Denver is definitely a different team on the road. But anyone in the AFC, I could see representing the AFC. That's how wide open it is. Now, anyone in the AFC, the only one I could see winning the Super Bowl is the Bills. Because the Bills have the proven track record where they're familiar with the playoffs. They can do what needs to be done, and they got the best quarterback out there. I believe the only one who would have a better quarterback is Matthew Stafford on the NFC side. Also, I would take any NFC team over the Bills. I just see the Bills posing the biggest threat as representing for the AFC. Any other quarterback, if the Jags win against the Rams, I see that being a blowout. If the Broncos win against the Rams, I can see that being a blowout. Chargers, etc. If you wanted a competitive game, it would need to be the Bills representing the AFC. It is the best chance for Allen to get a ring, too. He's going to be facing a lot of tough defenses, though, with Denver in his way, the Rams, if he gets to the Super Bowl, Seattle. You can't sleep on Seattle. We're going to learn a lot about Sam Darnold this year as well. We saw him kind of, sort of crumbled last year with the Minnesota Vikings when it was crucial, and then he got eliminated early in the playoffs. Is he a playoff quarterback? I don't know, but I do know what I saw from him Thursday night, and he showed a lot of guts and maturity to come back late down 16 with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter and win a game against the best team in the NFL right now. So this NFL playoff picture is wide open. It's so interesting to assess this year. And I know a lot of people will say, man, if the Chiefs made the run, they would have had a shot at doing it. That's nice to believe, and I think that'd be a lot of us being in denial just because we have the resume to do it. But with this year, with the team provided, it's probably best. We probably would have got eliminated wild card weekend. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like we don't have the team this year, and it's okay to come to terms in reality with that. Even if the NFL isn't as strong or the AFC isn't as strong, look at all the teams with the winning record the Chiefs played this year, and tell me how many games they won against those teams. It's only one. It's against the Lions, and that's when the Lions were playing bad football. So it just wasn't our year, and that's okay to accept. Yeah, Ruben, the Seattle Seahawks defense is real, and they're going to be respected this playoff season. And if Darnold can elevate his game and be a better quarterback than what he was in Minnesota and be the quarterback who he was in the regular season, Seattle will have to be taken as a legit threat too. We're back from halftime. It's 1st and 10 for the Titans on the 25. Showing blitz. Quick pass to the tight end. Cook, he gets in there for the tackle for a 2-yard gain. They're still showing Oladokin on the sideline, so I believe he's the starter for the rest of this game. They're not highlighting Minshew at all. I haven't been on social media to see if he's been declared out, but this is Oladokin's game to ride. Here comes 2nd and 8 for the Titans. Handoff. Pollard, I believe, he'll pick up 4. So this will bring up 3rd and 5. Yeah, Teresa, I think, as I mentioned, as you're backing up that statement as well, of course, we have the resume that we could have made a legit playoff threat. But watching this team this year, we would have been put out of our misery in the wild card. Like, I believe any team would have beat us. Like, with everyone we played this year, all the winning teams we played this year and couldn't find a way to win, I don't see why it would have been any different in the playoffs. We just didn't have a supporting cast, unfortunately. Going deep, Ward. What a catch. That was all hands catch over Watson. And that was a beautiful just lob pass downfield. Watson out here struggling today. Watson, you're supposed to be trying to earn a long-term contract, and right now, Cam Ward putting the work on you. He's made a couple plays. That was just a beautiful catch. Here's 1st and 10 for the Titans on the 44. They're already past midfield. Handoff to Spears. Spears tries to make a play, but Jaden Hicks with a good tackle. All right, here comes 2nd and 8 for the Titans. Chiefs coming to the line, showing blitz, but it looks like they're going to bail out of that. I could be wrong. Nope, Hicks on the blitz. Tranquil. Oh, going deep. What a catch. Fulton got burned. Dyke with Cam Ward making a Patrick Mahomes-esque type of throw with pressure in his face and just chucking that pill downfield. Fulton's been struggling out there today, too. Easy to. Quick screen, not there. It'll be incomplete pass. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Teresa, without Patrick Mahomes, if you put this roster against the 2011, 2012, I think they would beat them, but it wouldn't be a pretty game. Yeah, Ruben. Thankfully, the Chiefs can get out of that contract and they can actually open up some cap space. So, yeah, he's not going to be on this team next year. I'd be surprised if Fulton was on this team with how inactive he was this year and then basically being elevated until everyone was inactive. He can't make plays. Like right here, he's struggling to tackle Spears. This will bring up 3rd down. All right, here comes 3rd and 7. Can the Chiefs hold them to a field goal? It's crazy. The Chiefs defense actually have a majority of their starters out there more than the offense. And they're struggling. And I say struggling. They've held them to 9 points, so it is what it is. But Tennessee has looked more impressive offensively than the Chiefs. All out blitz, short pass to Spears. Spears got a lane. He didn't get in, but he brought it to the 1. Spears has been making plays. I've loved the way Spears has been playing today. This will be 1st and goal at the 1. Easy. Dyke for the touchdown. Too easy. That'll bring this 15-6. Oladokin, get yourself in a shootout. See what you can do. Yeah, Treese, I'm 50-50 with it. Like, I agree with your perspective 100%. I'd be more frustrated with you wasted money signing him than you could have signed any other cornerback or use that money elsewhere for other needs, like a pass rusher. Again, we cut Elijah Mitchell this year, didn't use him this year. Fulton, you wasted money on this year. You literally wasted money this offseason. And again, I'll make a video on it, but that just gives you an insight. Offseason, Elijah Mitchell. Then you had fucking Christian Fulton. Jalen Moore. He's been serviceable, but remember, Jalen Moore was supposed to be the starting left tackle. Don't forget about that. The Chiefs had Josh Simmons fall into their lap. But Brett Veach was sold that Jalen Moore was going to be the starting left tackle this year. And imagine if that would have taken place and Josh Simmons doesn't fall in your lap. Obviously, it would have been maybe a worse year. So, yeah, this was an off-season from hell, which will be a fun video to go through so everyone sees that the Chiefs really didn't do nothing last off-season to put them in a good position this year. But I do think as well, too, I see a lot of people when it talks to drafts and that the Chiefs have a high draft pick that they should spend it on the offensive line. I think that would be a complete waste if you were to ask me. I mean, offensive line is a need. I think depth purposes. I wouldn't waste a first round pick for it. And one, I don't think in this draft there's that kind of depth to waste on. But if you focus on the Chiefs' offensive line, 4 out of the 5 places are already set in stone. Josh Simmons is your left tackle. Samatia is going to be your left guard. You got Creed and Trey. Those are your stones. Whether anyone likes it or not, those are your stones moving forward. And Samatia, I don't know why. I think he's been playing very serviceable, if not good, at the left guard position. I think he has earned that position. It's going to be your right tackle. And I don't know if I would waste my first round pick on a right tackle. Now, definitely get some add a veteran presence, maybe a year deal, draft in the second round or something like that, or trust one of you have Jalen Moore under contract, have him be right tackle, bring Pole back, be your right tackle, and then go from there. But everyone's making it seem like the offensive line has been abysmal. The only reason they've been abysmal is because they've been decimated with injuries. Maybe the Chiefs need to look at that too. Well, how come the O-line keeps getting decimated with injuries every weekend, year in and year out? Is there something we need to do there on the training staff? Come on, guys. Edge rusher for sure. If it was me, you're definitely taking best player available at that position. You don't really get a pick in the top 10 or near the top 10. So it's definitely gonna be best player available, whoever would be. Love for it to be edge. Jeremiah Love at running back, I'd be all over it. Secondary safety, sure. This kickoff is underway. Ramijo has got the return set. It was going to be a good return until it started bouncing backwards everywhere. There's 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. How come that wasn't a penalty? Cam Ward ran up and headbutted Jaden Hicks. Interesting. All right, Oladokin. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs on the 25. Hand off to Pacheco. Pacheco will pick up 5. We have not seen Brashard Smith take a carry this game, which is crazy. All right, this will bring up 2nd and 5. Oladokin is set to throw. Scrambling. Okay. Oh, what a play. Pacheco wide open. Oladokin making some football plays out there. That's a play I don't think Minshew can make. I'm going to be honest with you. That was a solid play. That's where I say Oladokin, he watches Mahomes. I've noticed that the last 2 years where he wants to be Patrick. The way he scrambles and then just run downfield and then just gets... That was a beautiful play. I will tell you what, Pacheco's getting a heavy workload in this game. That's another catch for Pacheco for about 4 yards. Here comes 2nd and 6. Oladokin has brought new life to this team today. Kareem Hunt's in the game. Hand off to Hunt. Kareem will pick up a couple. Yeah, Mr. 100P, Kelsey was in the game earlier. We haven't seen much of him. He's not hurt. When Minshew was in earlier, he got hurt, and then he couldn't put any pressure, and he threw like 3 passes that were short of Kelsey. Kelsey has like 1 catch this game. He's actually coming out now, too. It looks like he's just going to have a light package for the rest of the year. All right, here comes 3rd and 4. Chiefs are in field goal range. I want to see a touchdown, though. Come on, Oladokin. Quick pass. Little behind him. The Chiefs will be kicking a field goal here. I'd love for him to go for it on 4th and 4. What do you got to lose? Yep, here comes Bucker. I guess Bucker needs reps, too, because he sucked ass this year. Here's another 50-yard field goal. He's made a 54 today, made a 41 earlier. There's the Bucker we know. He shanks it. He needs to be cut. I'm sorry. And one thing that's inexcusable, too, is Dave Tobe. He's not even looking to make Bucker better. He had a fucking press conference this week where he's like, I'm not concerned with Bucker at all. I know going into 2026, he'll get right and he'll be better. How do you fucking know that? Like, how do you know that? Like, he misses a kick every week. It doesn't make sense. That's an inexcusable thing to say by a coach. But then you will go out and say that Ariza, who's been playing good, there's things that he's been doing better pinning inside the 20, but there's things we could work on accuracy-wise. But you can't say that about Bucker. It makes no sense. Like, both those, I'll be happy when both of them are off my team. I don't think they can get rid of Bucker, though, because of the long-term contract they signed with him. But see how that unfolds. I'd rather eat that dead money than watch this kicker keep missing kicks for us. He's literally one of the worst kickers this year. Every kicker hits a gap where they get old, and it looks like Bucker just did that. Tucker even did it with the Ravens. Well, before the scandal and stuff like that. Teresa, that may make Ayuk a chief, if anything. Very true, Mr. 100B. And you would definitely save money as a backup quarter because Oladokin won't cost anything. And he's played better than Minshew, even when Minshew had a very limited sample size, so it's hard to assess there. But yes, if you gave Oladokin an actual full offseason on the roster where he knew he was a solidified QB2, that would help his growth a lot instead of trying to fight to be on the practice squad every year or the 53. Because that honestly was 2 good back-to-back drives that I've seen from Oladokin where he's kept the play alive and he's made the last-second decision to keep the Chiefs in scoring position. Now, of course, special teams ruins it again, but he's doing what he needs to do to move the ball. And you want to see that. All right, here comes 1st and 10 for the Titans on the 41 after the Bucker missed field goal, so that gives them good field range. Looks like a good initial tackle by Jerry Tillery. Pollard still picks up about 3 yards. Here comes 2nd and 7 for the Titans. Cochran showing blitz. He backs out of it. Roll out by Ward. He's looking deep. Wants to go deep. Breaks the tackle from Tillery. Just throws it away. Good decision. That would have been a sack. Little growth from him there because Cam Ward, who's the most sacked quarterback in the league, avoids that. Good man rush by Tillery there. Something we haven't seen a lot from him at all this year. Haven't really said his name much. All right, here comes 3rd and 8 for Tennessee. Chiefs struggle all year on 3rd and long. They're showing blitz. They're backing out of it. Chris Jones beats his man, misses Ward. Quick pass to Spears. Spears has been good in this position. They'll go for it. 4th and 1 at the 50. I can see him going for this. Yep, Ward is staying out there. See, this is a bad football team that you want to see. Like, they don't care. They want to learn about. He didn't get the first. Again, we could talk about all that we want, but go for the 4th downs. Fuck it. Like with the Chiefs, 3rd and 4 in your own territory. You're losing by 10. Just keep going for it. You know Bucker sucks anyways. Keep doing what you need to do. So the Chiefs will take over at midfield. Good stand by the defense. That was a terrible tush push by Cam Ward. That just shows you not everyone can do the tush push. Spears was too far behind him to even kind of cause a push. All right, Oladokin, let's see what you keep doing. I will say, and it's going to be that's just the whole Chiefs team in general. Going against that Denver Bronco defense next week, Oladokin's going to be welcome to the NFL real quickly. But if anyone was going to give us a Christmas miracle, I trust Oladokin more than I do Minshew, for sure. I'd love to see Oladokin try to stretch the field, see if he can find like a worthy open. I was trying to think of the receivers we have active. We haven't seen. I've seen Jalen Royals be on the field once and nothing. I'd love to see Jalen Royals get a catch and see what he can do with it. And diverse, I think would be a perfect time for it. I mean, Worthy needs these snaps more than anyone for his growth. Like, he should be on the field every snap. And if your backup quarterback can't get a receiver a ball, that just lets you know that, yeah, these receivers are struggling. This is the largest lead that the Titans have had all year. What a stat. Yeah, we may be back to the 2011 and 2012 Chiefs. Oladokin, he's set to throw. He drew the PI. Good play by Juju. And Juju's been the guy he's been depending on, which Juju is the veteran presence, but that also sucks too. That Juju is the guy that has the most trust with the quarterback room, not Worthy. Because there was no separation there. That was a good pass by Oladokin, though, to throw it to the back shoulder with the holding, too. Well, Chiefs are in field goal range again for whatever that's worth. 1st and 10, Oladokin, quick screen to Hollywood Brown, and he gets drilled. That's a loss of 2. Forgot Hollywood Brown was on this team. Look at Bryce Young here. Look at Bryce Young. Division on the line. You got the Bucks and Panthers going back and forth. Second and 12 for the Chiefs on the 35. Quick pass. He finds Worthy. Worthy makes a play. Okay, Worthy. Hey, I predicted it. I wanted to see it. They're inside the 10, first and goal. Need to see Worthy make plays, and that's what you love to see right there. Oladokin, I love his composure. Nothing's rattling him right now. Just find the read, find your open man. I've been very impressed with Oladokin coming into this game. Someone we didn't even expect to see today. First and goal for the Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco's your lead back. Hand off to Pacheco. He's chopping. I'll give him that. Why did they blow the whistle? He was still pushing forward. Mr. 100B, that may be a good option at this point. Trey Smith is hurt again. He's wobbling out there. I would have just put Trey Smith. You know what you have with him. You don't want to have him get a long-term injury. There's no reason for Smith to be out there this year. Pacheco's in motion. One-on-one up top. Oh, who the fuck was that big white guy at the top of the screen? It wasn't Kelsey. Was that Jared Wiley? I forgot he was on the team. I want to see more snaps with him too. That would have been a good fade route to Wiley. The hand does barely get on it. Good thing, because Pacheco would have been lit up anyway, so Pacheco wasn't making a play on that. Here comes third and goal. Brashard Smith, Worthy lined up as wide receivers. Kelsey's in the game. Smith in motion coming back to the line. Come on, get 4 yards. Look at it. Oh, Oladukin fumbled. The Chiefs still got it, though. And that's what Oladukin will do. Like, when he tries to look like too much like Mahomes in the pocket, loses the ball on a fumble. Too free with it. You're not on that level yet. And this is what he did in the preseason, too, where he makes some, like, eye-popping good plays, and then he makes some eye-popping bad plays. And here comes Bucker again. Here's a 32-yarder. You would think this is a chip shot. Is that the Titans jumping? Encroachment. What's that? Put that at the 1? I know it's 4th and goal, but shit. Oh, Oladokin took the sack. That's right. Never mind. I was like, put it at the 1. Go for the touchdown. All right, here comes a 27-yard field goal now. He's good for whatever it's worth. He's 3 for 4 for the day. He's the only one who's put points on the board for the Chiefs. So I guess I got to be positive somewhat, right? Nah, fuck that. Fuck Bucker. There's 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Another positive series from Oladokin, too. 3 drives. He's basically put the Chiefs in position to score all 3 times besides the one where Bucker missed a field goal. He's been my player I've been seeing shining today. In a basically shit fire, to say the less. And I'll give Pacheco credit too. This is probably Pacheco's best game today. Not saying much. But he's got more involved. He's been running the ball better than he has all year. So I will give him his kudos when needed. But at the end of the day, too, I'd rather see what Smith can do than Pacheco. Because Pacheco's not going to be on this roster. And the fact Smith hasn't even touched the ball once. Like, he's even been in at wide receiver. And we haven't got the ball to him. That's inexcusable. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on there? Like, you don't elevate Dameon Pierce, which makes no sense. That's, if any back on the roster you think, besides Brashard Smith, because he's a rookie, will be under contract next year, or you would want to move forward with next year, it'd be Dameon Pierce. And then you basically treat him like Elijah Mitchell. We elevated you from the practice squad, but you're not active for this game. No damn sense. They keep showing the SpongeBob movie. I know I talked about it last week too, but I've never seen a movie so heavily advertised. Well, I have, but like, I feel like this movie is getting more advertisement than the new Avatar movie, Fire and Ash, which is nuts. The Titan Stadium doesn't even look good from the outside. It looks under construction. Maybe it is. It looks like a mess. No offense, Tennessee fans. I'm just saying from what I'm seeing here. Kickoff is underway. The Chiefs are only losing by a touchdown. Good return. Teresa, if I was him, I would be too. Makes no sense. He literally was a hot commodity. He had legit playoff teams after him, and he had a decision to make, and he chose the Chiefs, probably thinking that, oh, Chiefs don't have a legit running back. I can help them make this playoff run. And then he's been inactive for the last 4 weeks. Makes no sense. Here comes 1st and 10 for the Titans on the 36. Let's see if the defense can make a play now. Who is that? I will tell you what. That's Pickens again. He's had 3 good run-stuffing tackles. If I'm going to highlight anyone on the defensive side of the ball, he was elevated this week. He is someone who is fighting to make this roster next year, too. He's been on the practice squad all year, formerly a Chicago Bear. I've been impressed with him. Nothing too crazy. The stats won't be eye-popping, but every time a run is in his direction, he holds the running back up. Here comes a 2nd and 8 by the Titans. Another run. Tries to take it outside. Who was that? Tillery was trying to play ring around the rosy there. And Pollard still picks up about 5, so this will be 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Spears is in the game, so you know who this is probably. Spears has been good in these 3rd down situations, running or receiving. The Chiefs haven't really got any pressure since the 1st quarter. Nobody can beat their man right now. Karlaftis trying to get back there. Incomplete. Gelati was in coverage. Ward saw the mismatch. Damn, they threw the flag. Oh, well. They'll get the holding, and it's just because Gelati's on a wide receiver. I don't know what the fuck Spags is thinking there. Like, why is Gelati the one covering your running back? It makes no sense. Spags ask for these certain situations to happen, and that's going to be your result sometimes, or a lot of the time. So there was holding on Gelati. That was declined, but then Jaden Hicks gets the penalty for illegal contact. Which will bring up the first down. Here we go. Tranquil showing blitz. Backs out of it. Still lineman can't. Good broken tackle by Ward. Uses his legs. Gets the first down. Karlaftis is so frustrating. He can never get home. He'll get the pressure, but then every time he gets the pressure, a quarterback makes the play and gets the first down. And Karlaftis hasn't lived up to that contract either. You want Karlaftis, when he signs that contract, to be that Robin to Chris Jones' Batman. And that way when Chris Jones can't get there, Karlaftis will. And Karlaftis has been just his ass. I think Karlaftis is a good second pass rusher. The Chiefs, just like in the wide receiver, they need a wide receiver 1. They need a pass rusher 1. Good tackle by, is that Hicks? Great tackle by Hicks. That's why I'd have Hicks on the field. Yes, he had an unfortunate penalty, but he's your guy who's going to be able to make a play more often than not. At least what I assume. This should take us to the fourth quarter. This has felt like a long-ass game. This has felt like a long-ass game. What time is it? 3:18? Well, 3:18 my time. Probably still early for you guys. Well, if you're on the West Coast or Midwest, you got noon and then 1. We got fourth quarter football here, though. Chiefs only losing by a touchdown. They get a stop. Can we see Oladokin magic here? But right now, the defense is struggling to make a stop. They can't get out of their own ways. Oh, they're showing me wing stop. That looks good. Diverse. Yeah, that's been this game. But what do we expect? I mean, it is what it is. I know we all have, like, oh, maybe Minshew Mania could come out, put points on the board. These young players can do their thing. But with that, too, it's just like, it's still the same coaching staff. And unfortunately, Reed isn't getting out of his way. Nothing in this same playbook has been the same thing Reed has been showing me. That's why we need a legit offensive coordinator to where, of course, Reed's always going to call the plays, but have pushback on Reed. Be like, I don't want to do this shit. Kind of like how Mahomes does. When Mahomes sees Butker wants to trot out and Butker stays there on fourth down. Mahomes stays there on fourth down to call his play. We need someone who is disciplined, assertive, and can hold people accountable. And that's why I'm thankful that Matt Nagy won't be with this team next year. Because I don't see the Chiefs, with that contract being up, I don't see them re-sign. If they re-sign him, that would be an all-out hate crime for Arrowhead, Chiefs Kingdom to go after him. Because there's just no way you should. You just let that contract expire. Right, Teresa? This is the time to do it. Just take your shots. Do what you need to. Unless you really believe in that tank thing. But I doubt the Kansas City Chiefs or any football team believe in tank. The Chiefs haven't won a game in a while, it feels like. What, they lost the last 4 out of 5, going 5 on 6. This ain't what the Chiefs are used to. So I believe they would want to win a football game. Us fans, we don't expect it. Honestly, we would love a higher draft pick. We'd love to see these young players get evaluated and involved. But the worse the Chiefs look, I believe the better the offseason will be for this Chiefs team. At least I really hope so. Because more games they lose, more frustrating plays they make, more mistakes they make, you would assume it's like, okay, we have no excuses. We got to address these holes, at least from the outside looking in. We're getting set to start the fourth quarter. Oh, okay. So that's what they were doing. I was like, this stadium, they're building a new stadium for Tennessee. I forgot that completely. Handoff to Pollard. Pollard finds a hole. They can't tackle for shit. This defense ain't making a stop. I want to see a young player make a play. And speaking of new stadiums, it sounds like the Chiefs and the other half may be moving too with all those rumors happening, which is crazy. How that's all evolving. I'm going to try moving forward to see if I can. Of course, financially, everything's got to work out. But I'd love to make a game every year now after my first experience. Because it was fun being in Arrowhead. And if I can do it as long as it's there, that'll be fine. Why is 59 lined up as a cornerback? Thankfully, that was just a missed throw there. They're in field goal range, but Tennessee. Oh, they're kicking the field goal. See, Tennessee's playing like they want to win. They're like, hey, we want to get a win under our belt, so take the points. Oh, Tennessee's lost 11 straight games at home, too, so they want to give this fan base something to cheer about. Joey Sly is 23 for 29 this year, so this isn't a gimme for him. But he made it. Damn. The kick is good, but the Chiefs were offsides. That's the youth. That's the youth, and that's the undisciplined, inexperienced Kansas City Chiefs. That's just something you don't do. And Noel's name has been called a couple times today. And special teams, Dave Tobe. Dave Tobe has no reason to be coaching on this team next year. None. So 1st and 10 for the Titans, now on the 28 after a made field goal of 51 yards, but Knowles was in encroachment and jumped early. Pollard picks up about a couple. I believe the 59 is Campbell, if I'm not mistaken. And he was a preseason star and guy who made the 53-man roster. Haven't seen him much this year. So these are good, valuable snaps for him, too. Here comes 2nd and 8. A man's in motion. Handoff. There you go. Well, initially they stuffed him, and he did. He'll lose a couple. Chris Jones was back there. Chris Jones has played majority of the snaps today, which is good to see because I can't say the same for Travis Kelce. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. That was a loss of 2. The Bengals are routing the Dolphins, which positive, I believe, because a loss for the Dolphins may lead to Mike McDaniel being fired. I want him to be our OC. Wide the fuck open. Watson has looked terrible today. I'm not going to lie to you. You could let his ass go. This was a huge place for Watson to see if he could play the McDuffie role. And I'll tell you what, Watson has not looked good. Well, it was zone coverage, so, well, no. He bailed off hoping Hicks would be there, but you leave it wide open underneath. You can't do that. Let's open a soft spot. So 1st and goal for the Titans on the 4. Spears the back, finds a lane, touchdown Tennessee. This will be 23-9. Are we getting belt to ass by the worst team in football? I hope you guys are seeing this. This lets you know everyone in the league insulting Patrick Mahomes, saying he's regressed, saying he's not good no more. This is what he was making a good team for the last 3 years. The roster hasn't changed at all, and he's had this team in the Super Bowl. And right now, this same team is getting basically almost routed by the 2-12 Tennessee Titans. Extra points good. That'll bring it 23-9. Yeah, Teresa, that is very true. That goes away. I don't think it'll go away next year. I don't think they'll have as many primetime games. Um, the schedule release is typically around May time, so you'll evaluate Patrick Mahomes' injury and then get the status of that and see what comes out of that. Um, but as long as Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback, people like to watch the Chiefs whether win or lose. They draw the ratings. They'll draw ratings next year too. So they'll get primetime games. I just don't believe as many. I don't believe they're playing on Christmas or Thanksgiving again next year, but I could be wrong. Mr. 100B, I do believe they'll have more afternoon slots, but with that, they only had 2 this year. So they may have like 4. But yeah, if they keep losing, you'll get the old Kansas City Chiefs, 2011, 2012, where, hey, you wake up in the morning and you have them playing early football. Yeah, Teresa, and that's good. Everyone gets to see that because everyone's saying he regressed is a huge insult to him. It's good to see Andy Reid, even though he probably knew that. Brett Veach, even though he knows that. This is how ass your team really is. You didn't put a roster with him, and you expected him to do this every week. You're lucky Mahomes didn't say "fuck you guys," kind of like what Burrow was saying to the Bengals. And that's another thing. If you don't put a roster with Patrick Mahomes, and the same shit happens next year, Mahomes is probably going to start feeling like Burrow. Like, what the fuck am I doing in KC? I don't have a coach or a GM that is here to support me, and I got to keep doing this every year. Screw that. Like, I don't want to do that no more. Ruben, at this pace, yeah, we lose out. We may have a top 10 draft pick. And you know what? I'm open for it. I want it. I mean, we can't go to the playoffs, so a win hurts us more than anything. So, shit, get better picks. Get in position to get an elite pass rusher. He does, Ruben. He really does, and the whole league is seeing it today. I don't that I didn't look too much into the Titans. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't think they blew out anyone this year. They only have 2 wins this year, so I gotta assume they were close wins, and they're about to get a double-digit win. And if we're getting belt to ass by the Titans, who imagine what Denver is gonna do to us on Christmas? Here comes Remigio. This has been Remigio's best return game that he's had this season. There is a flag, so as I speak, this will be backed up. It really is, Mr. 100B. Like, it's inexcusable that what people have been saying on Mahomes' name, saying that he's not a good quarterback. Who was it? It was either Colin Cowherd or Shannon Sharp or someone saying that his resume is good, but he's not the best no more. Put any other quarterback in this situation. I want to see how they fare. I really want to see how they fare. The Broncos might put up 50 against us. Here's Oladokin. He's been one of the bright spots. He moves the ball, so let's see what he's got up his sleeve here. Looking deep, going deep. Oh. I wonder what... Worthy didn't even try to go for that ball. Was that nowhere close? Because there was no effort there. It was underthrown, but like there was no effort by Worthy on that one. Damn. There they go. They called it. Salmatilla is like, hey, that's encroachment, so that'll give him 5. That reaction was priceless. All right, here comes 2nd and 5 for the Chiefs. That one's probably on the Chiefs this time. We got hands pointing both directions. That's a false start. Trey Smith gets that, so let's start this all over again at 2nd and 10. Just the undisciplinedness. What we've seen all year. Very true, Mr. 100B. This is a legit 3-game preseason where we're going to find out a lot about this team. Of who wants to be here, who doesn't, who deserves to be here, who doesn't, and see how everything unfolds. Brashard Smith's in motion right now. Oladokin set to pass. He's scrambling. He picks up a few. He literally does that same rollout that Mahomes does. It's just, it looks exactly like him. And Ruben, I do believe Taylor will go. He's a cap casualty. You cut him, you save $20 million. So, well, you open up $20 million to play with in free agency. And the Chiefs need all the money they can get because they're going to be fighting against the cap and with not that many draft picks. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they maneuver. Like, they're showing all the free agents right now. I can see none of these players being back on this team. Here comes 3rd and 8. I would say this is 4-down territory. Yes, it's I know where they're at on the field, but fuck that. And now Chu Godric has a false start. So this will bring up 4th and 13, or no, 3rd and 13. The Chiefs have 10 penalties today for 59 yards. They average literally 10 to 12 penalties a game. That's another thing. Coaches, do you find that acceptable? Because that's a weekly basis thing. Safety. Okay, they're marking inside the 2, but that I don't know. But yeah, initial contact was at the 1, fell backwards. This thing is just unfolding and getting uglier and uglier for this Kansas City Chiefs team. This team would literally be the worst team in the NFL if they didn't have Patrick Mahomes. Just plain and simple. All right, here comes Ariza, punt god. Need all of his leg here. It was good return. We're going to get belt to ass in this game. Here's a flag. Okay, this will back it up a little. The return was good because it was holding, but that don't mean much. For anyone who's staying in football, you got Steelers lying next. 2 8 and 6 teams fighting for playoffs. You got the Panthers and the Bucks. They fighting for that division, tied up at 20. Very true, Mr. 100. I don't think we have a team at all. To be honest, we don't have an offensive line, a defensive line, a wide receiver. We barely have anything out there. But yes, that is factual. Here come Cam Ward, handoff. I would be surprised. Tony Pollard trying to bust it out. He picks up about 12. I would expect the Titans just to run every play. They probably just want to get out of here now. I know the Chiefs do. I get what Trent's saying here. So Trent's saying, think about how Tennessee feels here with, and I love Trent Green as an announcer, former Chiefs quarterback, but that's just the wrong take. But if Tennessee wants to hold their hat on high for something, I get good. You could do that. But he's saying that Tennessee could hold their hat on high because they came in, team struggling the last few years, and they're putting a beat down on a team who has made the last 3 or 4 Super Bowls and stuff like that. It's not the same team. They're literally playing their second and third stringers. So if you want to hold your hat on high because you're beating a team who went to the Super Bowl and that gives you motivation moving forward, sure. It's not the same team though. A quick screen to Okonkwo. He picks up a few. Tree said his typical press conference. We got things to improve on. We got to see if get the first off. I'll hold accountability on that, and we'll have to be ready for Christmas to take on Denver. He's become stale. His play calling and his press conference speeches too is why the play has probably become stale. Everything matches with what Reed has been doing. All out blitz. Doesn't get home. Wide open receiver. Fulton's been garbage today. First and 10 for the Titans. Jefferson with the catch. Fulton doesn't even look like an NFL cornerback out there. I see why he was inactive every week. I could be doing that at my age. Just running around and letting guys pick up yards and then eventually tackling. Hand off to Spears. Minihue misses a tackle. Hand off to Spears again. This will bring up third. Third and 3. I just saw the scoreboard and the Browns are really competitive with the Bills right now. Third and 3. What could Tennessee do here? Quick screen to Spears. He has a lane. He'll pick up the first. Connors on the tackle. Keep that clock running. We're under 6. This will get the game over quickly. And I thought this would be a low-scoring game. But, hey, Tennessee, good on you. Put up 30. I thought this would be like a 16-13 type of game. Kansas City will hold that ground. They may not even break double digits, to be fair. Tennessee showing they still have something to fight for. You could tell the differences in two bad teams right here. Tennessee wants this because they want to have something to build on. Kansas City's shocked to be here, that they're a bad team, and then that they keep getting worse. They'll keep crumbling and falling, and they don't know how to bounce back right now. And that's why I feel like they'll lose out. Even they'll lose against the Raiders because Raiders have been bad for years, and they just need something to uplift them. Kansas City hasn't been in this position, so they don't know what can uplift them. He said that wrong. He said Patrick Mahomes got hurt early in the game. It was Minshew. Yeah, the Chiefs really want to get back in this game. They're starting to take their timeouts, making this long as shit. Look at Chris. Fulton is such a bad football player. I understand a big guy blocked the hell out of him, but he got lost. And that was a good run by Tony Pollard there. But look at Fulton here. Yeah, you know what? I get it. Anyone's going to fold like that under a big guy. But, man, Fulton's been put in some bad positions. This is not a strong tape for Christian Fulton today, that's for sure. Handoff to Pollard. Breaks a few. Almost got a touchdown. Pickens tackles him forward. Gets him to the 1. Oh, Jeffrey Simmons is out there. He caught a touchdown last week. Let's see if he gets his second touchdown here. Nope, handoff to Pollard. Pollard jumps in. This is definitely a belt to ass now. It's about to be 30-9. Who would have thought the Tennessee Titans would be putting a belt to ass to us? Teresa, thank you for the super chat. Don't feel too bad for me. This brings me back to the good old days when I was so frustrated with my Matt Castle days. So, hey, I can live with it, and hey, I'm relaxing. I'm enjoying, well, I guess, quote-unquote enjoying, but it makes it easier talking with you guys, and I appreciate the super chat. There was a penalty, actually, so I don't think the touchdown counted. Oh, the fullback didn't report. Okay. Yeah, Ruben, we look pitiful. Earlier in the game, I said we'd probably beat the 2011 or 2012 Chiefs. I don't know if we would now. Tyler Palco may get a win against us. Jeffrey Simmons said he did check, and he raised his hand. Cochran's such a bad player. Watch how pitiful Cochran looks when he tries to dive for Tony Pollard and just completely whiffs. There is a flag, though. Maybe he got blocked in the back before I jump to conclusions. And that's what it was. Okay. They called the penalty on a legal block in the back, but I'll tell you what, it made Cochran look bad. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't even the one. Okay. That is an obvious block in the back on Bolton. He does got a head lead on it, but if we want any more Super Bowls in the future, Veach needs to build the team. This is just point blank. Because if we keep putting these kind of teams around Mahomes, it's going to be hard for him to win, even Patrick Mahomes. All right, here comes 3rd and goal. We're under 4 minutes here. Carolina took the lead over Tampa Bay with 2 minutes left in their game. Third and goal for the Titans on the 13. Delay of game, or do they call a timeout? Tennessee took their first timeout to avoid the delay of game. All right, we're back from that timeout break here. 3rd and goal for the Titans on the 13, close to the 14. Handoff to Spears. He'll pick up about 6. They may have just settled for the field goal, which is, I mean, they got this in the bag anyway with under 4 minutes. The Chiefs took a timeout. The Chiefs want to make this game longer than it needs to be. You're not coming back. Mr. 100B, that is definitely something I am going to do. I just didn't know when to do. Like, it's funny. I was thinking about doing it this week or a little after Christmas, and then it puts me in a weird position because usually I'm used to making these kind of off-season videos right after the Super Bowl or right after the playoffs, and now I'm like, damn, it's so early now. Do I make it now or do I wait until the season's officially over? Because trust me, I've got notes written down of what I would like to do, where the season went wrong, what needs to be done. All those videos are definitely going to be out there. So the long-term videos are coming back. I want to do live streams just with you guys again. Schedule it for a specific date. That way I'll put like a poll out where whoever is free is most convenient for everyone. That way we could talk. Because I don't want to just have my input out there. The reason why I'm building this community is to get everyone's input. So I want to hear who you guys want on this team or off of this team. And just get into the combine, get into free agency, get into the draft, and let's be our GMs. Let's make this team better. But yeah, I've definitely been working on it for sure. It's funny, all the notes I wrote down, I'm like, damn, do I shoot this video now? Do I wait till after the season? What do I do here? It put me in a weird position because I'm not used to making those videos before Wild Card Weekend. But here we are. And honestly, as anyone who's followed my channel, or if you're new to my channel, it's like off-season videos are one of my favorites because I love to go in on the rumors and hear what's going on, and I love to make my own rumors and predictions too of what I feel needs to be good. Because there's a lot of people who will be like, oh, the Chiefs are about to sign all these receivers, you know, all these unrealistic things. I try to keep it even level playing field. I realize who our GM is. I realize that they don't break the bank, that they don't go heavy in offseason, but we may need to have that discussion this year, that this may need to be the offseason. You need to do that. You're with the team right now, like, let's say they lose out. They're 6-11 or 6-11, 6-12, whatever the hell that record's going to be. You may need to spend money this year. You may not need to depend on the draft, and you can't depend on the draft because you got 6 draft picks. So what does that leave for trade purposes? You trading Trent McDuffie. Who are you releasing? Drew Tranquill holds money. You getting rid of him. You moving on from guys like Christian Fulton, Jawan Taylor. these are all going to be great conversations to discuss. And January is going to be fully busy. I'm going to see how it's going to start off because literally that first week of January, I'm going to be going on a cruise. So I'm going to be inactive for that week. But around divisional round of the playoffs, expect that off-season content to be popping. If not, maybe even Raiders week after Christmas too, because I have so much on my mind, and as I know you guys do too. So it's going to be a fun time. We're going to make this off-season the Kansas City Chiefs better, and we're going to make sure Brett Veach hears us. And that's the one I've been thinking most heavily on, Mr. 100B, that you've touched on. It was I was going to discuss last offseason and go through everyone we acquired and our draft picks, and also where things did go wrong, because offseason is much deeper than acquiring players and draft picks. If no one remembers, when the Kansas City Chiefs franchise tagged Trey Smith, the first report was, and it was before offseason started, the first report was they franchise tagged him knowing that they will have him to a long-term extension before the free agency period happened. That didn't happen. The Chiefs then went on to wait till July. Well, here's Brashard Smith's first touch of the game and the catch. He picks up 4. He didn't end up signing his long-term deal till July. Now, why is that huge? And why did that be impactful to the Kansas City Chiefs offseason? Because that franchise tag was over $23 million. That tied up $23 million for the Kansas City Chiefs, where they didn't have no money to use at that time. And that was the first bad domino to fall, where if you would have signed Trey Smith to a long-term contract extension to start the offseason instead all the way till July and have him on the tag, things could have been a whole lot different. Chris Oladokun takes a 15-yard sack right here. So those are the things I want to dive in my video, because it's more complex than just saying the Chiefs should have signed this player or they shouldn't have signed this player. So I definitely got my notes ready for you guys. Here's 3rd and 20 for the Chiefs. It's funny, Coach Reed took all his timeouts thinking we were going to do something. They have 7 negative plays today against a 2-12 team nonetheless. Oladokun, let's see this arm. Just chuck this bitch. Oh, damn, or get drilled, get leveled. The O-line was holding up for the most part of the day until this drive, until these last 2 drives, actually. But that'll bring the 2-minute warning. I believe Tennessee will just kneel this ball game out and call it a day. The Kansas City Chiefs will fall to 6-9 after a belt to ass from the Tennessee Titans. Hey, Tyler, it's good to see you in the chat. Showing Travis Kelce right there. He looks mentally out of it. But I'll stick through with it the next 2 minutes to see if the Titans just kneel it out, then you know they kneel it out. It is what it is. Oh shit. Well, the Chiefs are going to need to sign a quarterback. So I just pulled up one of my reports on Sleeper Report, and Matt Derrick with the Kansas City Chiefs, well, not with them, but one of the reporters just said that it is likely that Gardner Minshew tore his ACL. So the Chiefs now have 2 quarterbacks that tore their ACL in back-to-back weeks. Best believe a veteran quarterback is coming onto this team. Chris Oladokun will definitely be starting against the Denver Broncos, but that's just what this year has been, folks. That is literally what it's been. Now you lose your backup quarterback. You're on your 3rd-string quarterback. Even though with Minshew in here, I think the Chiefs looked better with Oladokun than Minshew. I'm going to be completely honest. We may only have 3 points if it was for Minshew. We may not even scored a point. Oladokun was the one driving this down. So, yeah. Oh, you guys are popping on. Mr. 100B, they really do. They feel like they beat Patrick Mahomes right now. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking, but hey, let them have their moment. It's their 3rd win. Tyler, yeah, we've been talking a little bit about the offseason. I love Jeremiah Love. I would spin that draft pick on him, but also, too, it's going to be more discussion. We're going to go into this in the offseason with the free agent pool in the running back room is very deep. And the Chiefs can sign a guy. Brees Hall's a free agent. They were interested in him. Maybe they would have traded a third-round pick now looking at this. Kenneth Walker, keep your eyes on him. He's a guy who I believe won't be returning to Seattle because they got Zach Charbonnet, and Zach Charbonnet has been taking majority of those carries. It's been a split backfield. Kenneth Walker did have over 100 yards on Thursday, but will they want to lock down Kenneth Walker on a long-term deal when you got Zach Charbonnet? I expect him to test it, and if he does, I expect the Kansas City Chiefs to be interested. And you got guys like Travis Etienne out there as well. The running back room in the free agency is deep, and there are guys who can change the Kansas City Chiefs roster out there. So while I do love Jeremiah Love, attack the offseason and see who they sign. If they sign a running back first, that narrows down on they will probably not draft a running back in the first round and go for a different need. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I love how the pool looks in free agency and in the draft where the Chiefs are positioned where they should be able to answer that running back question this offseason. If they don't, there's way bigger issues. And that goes from management down. See you guys. Ruben, I appreciate you having in the chat. If you're still here, I will be going through this torture again on Christmas. If you guys didn't think I was not going live on Christmas, like, what were you thinking? I'm a fan. I'll be here. So enjoy your Christmas dinner. Open your presents. Go crazy. Have a beautiful holiday. And then if you want to end it off with me watching some terrible football as the Broncos will be giving us another belt to ass probably, I'm open. I'm free to it. We will be doing it. So I'm welcome to seeing you guys here. It looks like the Titans are still... The Titans really want to give us belt to ass right now. They're still running the ball and calling plays. See, this is what I want Coach Reid to do. The game is over. I'm still evaluating these players. We're 2-12. Fuck it. I want to see what they have. Let's put more points on the board. I appreciate Mike McCoy here, if that's what they really are doing. But they could easily kneel this thing out with the Chiefs not having timeouts and call it a day. I'd love to see Kelsey back at a one-year deal, but the Chiefs need to add a lot more pieces. And I don't know, Teresa, I'm actually indifferent with it. Do you want to see this Travis Kelsey back? The one who looks defeated on the sideline and not wanting to be on this team? I don't want to see that. And he has every right to feel that way. I mean, it's been a rough season, to say nonetheless. It really has. I understand that. But this is defying who he is right now and showing that he may be thinking ultimately retire. And definitely if they lose out. But yeah, and that Mr. 100B, as you mentioned too, that may be the only deciding factor that he would come back is because he didn't expect to end his career with Oladokin or whoever the hell the Chiefs bring in this week to be a backup quarterback throwing him balls. So yeah, Travis Kelsey I don't believe is fully decided, but I would say it's 80-20 that he is retired. If I had to lean there. Hey, Diverse, look forward to seeing you on Christmas night. We're going to have a time. We may get a Christmas miracle. We may play the Grinch. We do. Let's take Denver out of that one spot. With that, guys, I'm going to end this stream. This game felt longer than it needed to be for whatever reason. Maybe because we were watching shitty football throughout the majority of it. But, hey, it is what it is. Like I mentioned, I'm going to put shorts out throughout this week. We only got literally 4 days before we watch this team back on TV. So, I'll give you my recap in a short version later tonight, going through what I've assessed, what you guys have heard from me. Really not much positives. I loved what Oladokin did out there when he could be out there. Some highlights with Zach Pickens. As for that, not much. But I'm going to go a little more deeper into my thoughts on the short. Have a little extra shorts before Christmas. Of course, there's going to be news that it breaks throughout the week. We'll have a short on when the Chiefs sign a backup quarterback and if we can see that player. Maybe it'll be Tyler Palco. Maybe it'll be Tyler Thigpen. Maybe it'll be Damon Heward. Shit, maybe Trent Green will come out of the booth and pull a Phillip Rivers and want to be a backup. You never know. So with that, Chiefs Kingdom, I appreciate you as always. See you Christmas. We'll always have fun. We'll always do this thing. I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.